Welcome everyone to the GLL Latin American Masters. I'm Toby, joined by HayZ. And by the end of these 36 games, we will find out which one team, yes, one team out of these 16 will make it to the PGC.
Yeah, I'm excited because obviously we don't really see much of the GLL in terms of like PGC qualifications in the leagues and stuff. In terms of like an English broadcast, too. You usually broadcast in their native language.
Correct.
But yeah, I'm excited to see what's going to happen. Obviously, we have our favorites, don't we? But we'll see. We'll see who comes up.
I'm going to put it this way: last phase for PGC, correct me. Last phase for GLL Latam Masters, I had my favorites. And I got positively surprised by a lot of the teams that I hadn't really put into account. And now I have those people in my binoculars as well, and I'm hoping that there's going to be even more teams that I haven't really had my eyes on that are going to come in and surprise. But guys, we are going to have one hell of a day ahead of us. And take a look here, just exactly what it all looks like. Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, no 6 games are gonna be coming your way, and that's kind of the format we're gonna go through with the entire 3 weeks here.
Yeah, lots of S's. Well, I mean, a few less
Morse
S's.
code on the right side.
Yeah, lots of E's and M's. So yeah, only one Sanhok per day.
I was just gonna say that. I love the fact that there's only one S in there, and of course, for those of you guys confused about all the text on the right side, it's not just our admin spamming a lot of weird things. It's the map order. We got the S for Sanhok, E for Erangel, and M for Miramar. So the only things that are kind of swapping in and out is the amount of Erangel/Miramar games where they swap between 2 and 3.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So point system here. You can see obviously the standard point system for the super settings that we're all used to. 10 points for first place, 6 for second, third gets 5 points, fourth gets 4. That's quite a good. I think.
Now you have to do the rest of them too.
Okay. Okay. Well, yeah. Okay. So fifth gets 3. So okay, it's gone now. Thanks. Yeah. Just whatever.
I'm sorry.
What I was gonna say was that a good thinking point is that when you get fourth place, you get 4 points. So then obviously up and down depending. That's what I think of as well. It's just makes it easier.
In order to keep track, fourth place, 4 points.
Yeah.
And then on both sides. But what it does mean as well, of course, the guys playing here at the Latin American Masters did play under the same system last time, so it's not something that's completely new to them or new to anyone else. We've been under this system pretty much for the entire year.
Yeah, pretty much.
But nonetheless, it is a rather kill-heavy point system. So all about going out and fragging out. And who is going to frag out? Well, it's going to be the guys on your screen right here. If you're new to watching all these amazing South, are we allowed to say that? No, Latin American teams square off. There's going to be teams that you would recognize from some of the bigger tournaments, I'm sure.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we've seen a lot of these even from the Wingman as well that we were casting earlier on this week. So obviously got Black Dragons, Coffee Break, Cream, Fury Esports, Furaco Gaming, Furious Gaming, lots of Fs actually, triple Fs actually from 4, 5, 6. And then
not Fs in the chat, but Fs in the team list.
Yeah, exactly.
Fs in the lobby.
And then how do you say that number 7 one? Yapish. I kept saying Japish. It's definitely Yapish. Okay. And then obviously we got La Ranca Mechanica.
I think 3 of the teams that we should keep our eyes out on, just to start off, because it's always good for teams that might, like, if you're sitting here as a viewer not from the region itself, you might just get overwhelmed by, oh, how are we supposed to know who to look out for? So what I always do when I get my eyes on a new region that I might not know a lot about is take my binoculars and look for a set few teams, and then try to understand them.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter if they end up being the best team or the worst team. Just look at a few teams and just follow them and see what they do. And then once you feel like you know what they do, then of course they will have run into situations where either they get killed by someone or they kill someone, and then you can kind of transcend over to the teams that have impact on them, and then by the end of a day or something like that, you will kind of have at least maybe not a full understanding, but somewhat of a standing of the lobby of teams here. And I'm gonna say Singularity, Red Canids, and the former Bitloft, you probably knew them back then, which are now I'm gonna have so much fun saying that. By 5 a.m. tonight, if we sit here for that long, I'm just gonna be throwing air punches all over the place and making my own ninja sounds. No, but nonetheless, keep an eye on them, because if you have any reference point to Latin American PUBG, they'll probably be those, because they have played, and they were all represented at the GLL Grand Slam, speaking of GLL, where we're sitting right now, and some of them were, have played on the big stage before. A lot of the BitLove players that are now Japish, and some of the Singularity guys were at PGI way back in the day.
Yeah, that's right.
Under, was it Savage, I think their team was back then?
I
could be corrected by the Twitter. I'm pretty sure it was something with Savage.
Yeah.
But these guys have been in the scene for as long as all those Western teams that you've seen, and believe me, they are out for blood. BitLove, they finished, what did they finish? 6th, 7th?
I think it was like 4th or 5th.
They
was
finished
pretty
above
high.
any NPL teams. I've been put at that at the Grand Slam. So they're indeed not a region to take for granted. Even though you might not know too much about them, there are some very, very dangerous teams in this region.
I'm inclined to agree. Yeah, I concur. No, but we've already seen them play. I mean, we kind of have an idea of their current ability their skill set, their current skill set from the wingman. I mean, obviously different circumstances, right? But you can kind of get an idea of who's really doing well, and obviously Yapish did really, really well.
Did it?
Obviously, there's still one more week to go, I think, for that, right? We'll just have to wait and see what happens, basically.
I think also, now we say it's two different circumstances when you're playing a duo tournament as compared to a squad tournament, but I think there's so many things that you can go from having not just played a squad tournament a year ago, but literally this week played a duo tournament. So half of your team, at least. I mean, if we were a duo within a 4-man team, and we come into it, be like, guys, you know what? We just had like the most amazing day on Wednesday of games. The synergy was there. If everything goes wrong, leave it to us. We know what's up. I mean, that could be just from a momentum perspective, or just like if you're feeling good coming into it, that can really like boost your morale.
Yeah, I'd say that's probably quite a good way of doing it. You can, it depends. There's lots of different things that can happen. You know, you'd have to have the other duo that didn't play or that didn't do well in the wingman to then die, then the other duo that did well to carry on. But also, nonetheless,
and depending on how you play as a squad, if you are one of those teams that like to hold those 2-2 splits anyway, and you had like really good synergy going on in the duo tournament with your friend that you're sitting right next to right now, it doesn't matter if you're doing a squad scenario, you still have that wingman literally on your back holding the other entrance to the building or whatever you might be splitting. And that's really that's gonna help you out so much. So I'm sure that even though we say, oh, but it's duos, it's not the same.
Yeah, no.
It does have an impact. Believe me, it does.
I mean, as you were saying, like, with if they were to split off and do like these 2-2 splits, then obviously they would send off the people that would work best together, right? So for example, like Yapish, you'd have trying to find so you'd have like Rebo and I think it was Rebo and Ragnar. Or, no, it was. That was in the wingman. You send them off, and then obviously you'd have Silzen. It is actually Harold in here as well. So Silzen play with someone else in wingman, I think.
Yeah, I'm trying to think who it was.
But doesn't really matter anyway.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll see.
You guys probably know out there too. Anyway.
Thoughts. Thinking.
I know. I thought you were gonna continue talking, and I was like, I'm just gonna give you some space here, but then you didn't seize the moment to give us all your bright insights. Because those of you guys who might not know who HayZ is, because you're not a new face to casting. You've been around, but you might be for a Latin American viewer tuning in to the GLL stream now. I mean, obviously they probably saw you on Wednesday doing that stuff, but HayZ, you now have a solid little while until I'm gonna stop you. And before that, you can tell us your past in PUBG, because you've been around from the very start too.
Yeah, I mean, I essentially created the first ever Team Liquid PUBG team. So don't thank me too much, right? It's no, but I've been around sort of in the early days, and then I've just kind of obviously I'm not as mechanically gifted as some, so I'm a smart boy sometimes. So in terms of PUBG, not anything else, but
HayZ is being extremely modest here. He was and is a very, very talented player. Played with some very, very talented players who are now sitting at the top of the top. I mean, you were part of a team not too long ago even that are currently sitting in a top 5 spot in PEL, which some would argue is one of the better regions in the world.
True.
So don't sit and say, I must do something. You were damn good, HayZ. And you were part of bringing that team to its glory that it is now within PEL.
I'd like to think so. Thank you, Toby. Thank
You're
you.
welcome. Don't thank me, thank yourself. You're the one that did it, you know?
Pat the back. There we go.
There you go. That's what we have wingmen for, you know? It all pans out in the end. But for those of you guys out there watching who are maybe curious to know how it all works out, it's going to be, as we said, 6 games per day. Today, tomorrow, then next week, same thing. The week after, the same thing again. 36 games in total. $50,000 on the line. And I'm probably gonna get a little bit of for saying this, but honestly, I think there's more than the money on the line for these teams, because that first place spot, a ticket to not only represent your organization and the team you play for, but your region, your entire region, because it's a little different for those regions like EU and Korea, who has 6 spots. I mean, half their entire lobby is going to the tournament anyway.
Yeah.
But this
Close to
tournament,
anyway,
tournament, one guy. Well, not one guy. Well, one team.
One man.
One man. No,
Solo squads.
One team to represent an entire continent.
Yeah, yeah.
That's gotta be. I mean, there's both pride, of course, getting to wave the banner, but also pressure.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, they do actually have another qualifier for PGC. They have 2 slots, so they have another qualifier from a different organizer. Just after this, I think.
Let's just disprove the entire point I just tried to make.
Yeah, but no, I mean, like two slots from the entire region. Though.
It doesn't make it any less pressures.
Yeah, exactly.
Pressure.
Yeah, that one.
That word, exactly. But without further ado and without us stalling any longer, let's jump straight into the match. And I'm already now seeing a lot of dark parachutes, and I'm afraid that we might not get any team colors this game. It normally helps a little in differentiating between who is who, but HayZ, I think we are going to be in for a challenge here from the very first game. It's going to be fun. It's going to be good.
Yeah,
it's going to be difficult, but it's going to be amazing as well, because calling out certain splits and whatnot might be a little difficult without any colors in the teams.
Yeah, thankfully we have.
There are numbers though. There are numbers.
Yeah. There's numbers, and we do have the clan tags, the 3-letter tags on their names at the front. So
do you know what, HayZ? I think this is how a dog would watch PUBG, because they're colorblind, right?
It's true. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, in a way, black and white, you know.
Also, I'm going to come with a very bold prediction to start off the day. I think where Danny TV is sitting right now on the mountain, I know it's very bold, it's way out in the future, but if we could have our camera go to the map for just a second, I think where we see one of the FG players and Danny right up there, team number 5 on the mountain, I think a circle might go over there, maybe circle 3, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah,
and I think he knows it too.
Yeah, I mean he's going for the.
Wait, don't leave.
Does he
don't
know
leave.
It? Does he know?
Okay, so guys,
he doesn't know.
He doesn't know. He doesn't know. In case you guys don't know, I'll gladly inform you, and then hopefully Danny will realize if he doesn't already know. He's just trolling us.
He's just
trying to get some nice parking. Nice parking there. The thing is, where normally we have the land ratio shifted out. Or shifted in, I guess, in Circle 4 on Erangel and on Miramar. So if there's water in the circle, you guys all know it from having watched competitive PUBG before, then you have the shift out. Oh, hold that thought, Vinny. Vinny got 0 there. Fine, Technosh. And Technosh was in all kinds of trouble in the Wingman tournament the other day. And now he's in a 1v2. And look at the way that Vinny is flanking around here. That is Technosh caught out.
Yeah. Looks like Vinny trying to get some shots into Technosh, and then God0 just takes him out completely. So that's a full-on flank solo.
First kill.
Technosh. It's not what you want. I mean, actually, wait. There's only 61 alive, so it seems like some players haven't actually got into the game.
Either that, or we somehow missed them early. But I'm pretty confident that was the first actual.
No, we would have seen in the kill for that, I feel like. But
in any case, just to finish my thought from a second ago, the circle is shifting in Circle 3 now. And if it's going over to that western island, which it pretty much only can, unless if it hard shifts northeast up towards Tadmog, then it kind of has to go down in that direction, which means that for Sanhok in particular, sometimes those circles can get extremely predictable.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I mean, as you were saying, like with the Circle 3, with the Phase 3, it's gonna kind of shift out all the water it has to. So there's no other way it can go, really. So hopefully these guys know. If they don't know, then they have not done their... Yeah, they're about to find out, but they haven't done their research as well if they don't, unfortunately.
I mean, I could respect it had it been that, like, had they been kind of the guinea pigs for Sanhok, but we're literally almost done with all the other pro leagues, and they will have had the chance to sit and watch all those leagues play. We did see Sanhok. We did see Singularity just a second ago. And for those of you guys who don't know, they've been through a few changes since we saw them play here at the Grand Slam. They have dropped. I don't know if they was actually dropped is the terminology.
Replaced.
But they have let go of Rippo and picked up Quick instead. And Rippo then have joined their team. So
Yapish.
Yeah, Yapish. Do you have to? Can we just call them from now on?
I'm just trying to make sure the viewers understand because
did someone just get punched in the studio? Oh, it's amazing. I love that name. And it's only funny because we both just said Yapish, but then I was reached out to on Twitter by one of the viewers going, no, Toby, this is what the name is actually sounds like. And then it was some guy doing crazy punching sounds. The Boats Singularity team has made their rotation. Of course, they know that their island is not going to be the one to go to, so they're going to make the way over. And you can see Danny. There is no way in hell Danny is leaving this mountain.
No, he is set. He knows. Yeah, he knows exactly what's going to happen. So he's set up here. No way he's going to move. No way any team's going to get them out of there unless they completely wipe them. But they got a pretty hard spread. You see, obviously, Chiquitin up on the southeastern mountains. Just I say southeast of the center of that mountain. Actually, looks like someone's got a knock there.
Yeah, they got one of the guys knocked from a distance earlier, and that is, look at the distance.
That is impressive.
I mean, in all fairness, I think he was stopped and scouting forward, so it wasn't because he was on a bike 600 kilometers an hour. But, I mean, looking at where Kildomo, Berg, and Feiska is, you can kind of tell the terrain that we're potentially and very likely moving into. And these guys, I think they're trying to Skyrim their way to the top of this mountain, which, in all fairness, it seems like they've found the only passage that isn't up that open hill. And if it works, don't fix it.
Yeah, I mean, they're trying to commune their inner mountain goat and trying to get up there. I'm not sure if there's a way. Honestly, if a team has found like a certain specific way to get up from there directly onto the mountain, that could surprise a lot of teams.
For sure.
So, like if they've done their proper research, then that could be interesting.
Yeah.
Also, might find some different ways of getting up.
I was just gonna say, I mean, if we haven't seen that yet, and it has taken 6 weeks for PEL, NPL, and other regions to not find that opportunity yet, that would be interesting. One thing that I can say right off the bat, there is a lot of bolt actions. That's not something we usually see in competitive PUBG, just because of the fact that the DMRs are as strong as they are right now. But there's a lot of Kar 98s in play right now.
Yeah, especially in Sanhok, you usually will see a ton of QBUs. I mean, you see Harold and Silzen with QBUs just in the background there, but there's usually a ton of QBUs that everyone has, lots of DMR play, because it's just not quite the map for some for sniper rifles and bolt actions, really. But I mean, with the quick tree peaks, the quick rock peaks, maybe you can get a quick headshot as well. That could work out,
It sure could. Raji finds himself a double knock on towards Mayo and Vinny. They were the ones that got the takedown on one player just before, and it's up here on the bridge. Bridge camping, of course, there are plenty of bridges available. Got Zero trying to crawl backwards. Those nades are only getting closer. This one should be the death one. And indeed it is Raji. That's going to be the third knock for him already, and they have to make the run over towards the backside because they're getting shot at as well.
Yeah, just completely camping this bridge. I mean, I guess it was just completely planned that they knew that no org had to cross over, so looking rough for them. Meanwhile, Ganjahan, big spray with a 2x there. Takes out, Furako Gaming out in last place, essentially, this game.
Yeah, Ganjahan, Gaming, solid 4-kill pickup already. And now, I mean, of course, it's a little different when you have a league format with only 36 games to play. But I've been doing my math, and I think if you can average just, like, let's say 5 points per Sanhok game, there's so many variables, so many ways that you can get thrown off on a Sanhok game. If you can average just 6 points per game on Sanhok, I honestly think you're pretty well set in it. So if you're at 8 minutes, already have 4 kills, I mean, that's going to be, no matter how it goes from now on, it might not be the best game, but it's still going to be a game that you can go away from and say, well, I mean, at least we got 4 points.
Yeah, exactly. Like, if you get like maybe 7 points on the other maps as well, like 7 points per game, it can become a proper sort of proper good
forcing the Englishman to speak English.
A proper oh my lord, a good average to get per game. What am I saying? I'm gonna let you talk for a second.
No worries. No worries. Take a sip of water. We're all good here. We're all good. 9 minutes in, and as expected, we've had quite a few casualties already. What I'm a little surprised to see, though, is that we've had that full team wipe. But then, of course, I mean, when we are all maneuvering over to the smaller island, which is, at least usually, the island that has the fewest teams dropping there, it's also, oh my lord, I think Nicoletti just, oh, there's a guy there. And then when he saw 3 people, all of a sudden, it was like, no, I'm not going to be there again. I'm not going to look over in that direction. Circles closing in. Singularity, well, they finally got off their boats. They're going to run them along the western side. And I have heard from production that we should have some nice, maybe some colors and some team trackers on for the next game. We'll have to wait and see, of course, to approve once we get to that point. So if you are a little confused with all the similar colored team tags right now, it hopefully should be fixed at coming into the next game.
Good stuff, good stuff. But yeah, obviously this is the second circle, I believe, right? So coming to the third shift.
Third is going to shift southwest.
We kind of realize it's going to shift southwest toward the mountain. Meanwhile, looks like Kubalita is knocked there.
RDP, they have to get up, and not only that, but they need to. You can see the run here. They can't make it straight into the camp because there's a huge, straight down fall from the cliffs. And if they run the northern, like western side, they're running into Singularity. If they go the other way, they're going to be exposed to the mountains. So they need to get some damn good shots if they want to have a chance to push down towards them. At the same time, though, Furia, they're kind of under fire. And that's from Red Canids over on the eastern side. Oh, that shot almost connecting.
Yeah, Flux with a bolt action of his own as well. Oh, actually, Rusty's there connects a few shots there. Trying to pre-fire, doesn't quite get anything going, though. But some damage nonetheless.
See, Rusty is trying to hold an angle. They know that they're close enough to the mountain they could potentially push up, but at the same time, look where Norwern is. He's sitting up and above them, and they know. Look at this position. I mean, they can't even see him. They can see the foot of the mountain. There's nothing for them to peek up in that direction. Now that next circle shifts, and this is exactly why I said earlier that Chikwitin and his teammates would be damn well positioned up there because the circle includes them. But now we're back to it can go anywhere.
Yes, exactly. So, I mean, it could go directly north as well. It could go straight towards the water again.
Water doesn't matter.
So we'll see if it actually shifts away. This could be interesting. I want to see it shift away from this mountain. I want to see what happens there.
What makes those shifts so interesting is that when it does shift away, if you're caught on the wrong side of the mountain, you have to spend so much time rotating because the times between these shifts are so damn low. And look at this quick force to push over. Flux got the knock on towards Pumice, so that's going to mean them down to 3. That nail, just bouncing a bit too far.
The cook wasn't quite right there. Yeah, it looks like Pom actually got knocked from inside Camp Alpha, I think that is. So Furia just popping off some shots, trying to defend their area essentially because it looks like they're gonna have to push through.
Yeah, you can see him forced to go back, but he's running straight into Panda. And I mean, if he makes it through here, oh, Panda, hello, super crazy fragger guy, missing out on an easy one.
Yeah,
but Nora, he's just going from one straight format team into like 3 others. There's no way. There is no way. And no Orc will also be not alive any longer. 15th place for them. And this next shift, HayZ, this next shift is going to be deadly for, I would assume, quite a few teams. Because if it does go to one side of that mountain, like if all these guys that are sitting west side right now have to go over east, you have to cross over. You don't have time to run around.
Yeah, exactly. It looks like Flux is hitting a lot of headshots, it seems. I mean, he's just got one of the IDP guys in the compound further south. But yeah, obviously Noel getting 15th place. That was due to the bridge count by, I think it was Furia as well.
Raji was sitting down there.
So they got completely caught out there, and then obviously Noah's got to try and make it in somehow. But it's so stacked on that Camp Alpha side towards the southwest. It's just nowhere to go really.
No, we saw Japish get themselves a Nago Silson up towards one of the guys from Prone Tag'em. Young Kush went down. I mean, they're far enough away that I would assume the rest should be able to come up. But at the same time, DT saw he doesn't really seem like he doesn't realize that his teammate is knocked. Now he runs. I was like, wait, oh, you're knocked. Sorry, let me just get over to you real quick. That next circle though, from where Noran is in Team 5 all the way over to where BD is at Team 1 on the east side. If it goes to either one of those sides, not in the middle, so many teams will have a hard time.
Yeah, Ganjahan spots out Harold. I think Harold spotted him out as well. Looks like Nades are going to be coming over. Yeah, there we go. Nades the rock. Obviously, Ganjahan's a bit further away than that. That is a short nade as well. Tags not to 50 HP. He gets a knock. Oh no, okay.
That's another player. That's Pablex.
Oh, Pablex actually gets caught out there on the side. Revolt pushing down though. Ganjahan spots him. Both have their own little rocks. No more nades, it seems, for both teams.
You see the blue is already coming in now. They need to make a play. They need to get the hell out of there. The jungle laser in hand of Herald does so damn much damage, and Ganjahan goes down to the blue. We are hitting phase 4. No reses in the blue at this point. You simply won't be able to get back up on your feet. Even if you do get rest, you're going to get knocked again before you get either a band-aid or a first aid off.
Exactly. Bozo trying to take some shots over there at the Herald again, still in the sniper tower.
Seems like the circle went a bit north from the center point, so we're all going to be fighting over in that like open downhill towards the north from the mountain, where I think that was literally the only place that nobody wanted it to go.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's gone to where we thought it would, right? Just on top of the mountain, essentially. So, unfortunately, no odd circles here.
Well, it's a pretty odd circle in itself. I mean, terrain taken into account. It's pretty damn horrible.
I say odd in terms of different. Right?
Yeah. It's not a big surprise circle, I guess you could say. But it is extremely hard to play, even for the teams up on the mountain. It is extremely hard to do because you know there's going to be so many teams coming your way, and it is a tricky spot to play from. La Granja is going to go down. Singularity managing to get on the last player there, and still you can see Jab is trying to hold off the last player from YHG.
Yeah. It's just going to sit in the blue now, heal up. I mean, they know he's there. I feel like this is kind of given the fact that he's going to die. Like he's going to get maybe. I mean, he can't get any placing points anyway because it's nowhere near top 8. So he's just kind of wasting time in meds. He could probably just try and get a frag or two and you know, let it be essentially.
Also, how much are you willing to commit to it, right? When you're Yappish, you know you have to get up that mountain too, so you cannot dedicate everything. Try and hold out Bozo when you need to make your way into DT. Saw a lot of bullets and thrown in his direction. Did get the knock on towards Rafa, but you can see one knock isn't going to cut it. They need to keep shooting or get away. And unfortunately, they do get down into the valley.
Yeah, it looks like one of their teammates actually didn't connect either. That's the ones that we spotted. So, 3-man team at the start of the game. They've already got one kill. DT Zor with that one. Tries to get the peek onto Osni there, but Osni has complete hard cover. Looks like actually though Yappish getting some shots onto Osni as well, just from the east further than it.
And I think if you're prone tag, you have to really watch out in the position that you're in, because Jabby's going to get an angle on towards them as well, and they're completely exposed down there. Bozo down to the blue, couldn't really do a whole lot more from the position he was in, so Yeah Gaming will go down. But we did talk about Yeah Gaming just in the start. They got those 4 kills right off the bat, and that's actually, as we said, no matter what happens from there on, they can see themselves somewhat satisfied with the 4-point start to the day.
Yeah, exactly. Ooh, Raspu. Oh, that's your teammate said that's a bit awkward. That's some communication issues there, but actually, oh, there we go. Singularity completely lambasted there.
Those are some
taking words out of his mouth there.
Yeah, not a whole lot they could do against it. The only issue is, of course, for Red, I mean, they have to get into the circle too. And they're nowhere near.
Yeah.
Chikwatin, well, he's been up on the mountaintop for a while. He gets the knock out of the flush on towards Haino, so that's going to be his first kill, 2 for the team so far. And that's kind of the issue with the position that Furry's in, because as good as it is placement-wise, you don't really get a lot of kills because everyone else are forced to fight underneath you. And as you can see from where they are, if you have to overpeak in order to have those eyes down the hills, you're going to leave yourself extremely exposed.
Yeah, 100%. It's you kind of have to spread and hold each side, but with only one person covering every other angle, you know, northeast, southwest, you can only get so many frags. So yeah, I feel like sometimes you just have to concentrate on one side and just completely push out that one side, and then just spread out along that side that you've cleared.
Great. Red Cannons, they're going to make the run up. Just look at the place there. Look at the direction they're going. There's literally nothing they can do. We're so high up that the trees have become too deep. I mean, yeah, there's nothing you can do in trying to make this run up the hill. Unless if you have 9 billion smokes.
Oh, that's just so rough. Red Cannons, just there's nothing they can do, really. Rusty's there trying to get in the... He actually makes it into the building there, but a little too late. Actually, I mean, it could have been bait.
They need to get some damn good knocks if they want to do something. Noran needs to be dealt with if they want to have a chance here.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, this is the only reason why having one man to hold off a whole side can be the issue, because you can just pick, you know, you get picked apart, you get pushed, you have to heal up, and then the team just pushes you completely, and you're just done.
Another thing is, look at Noran. I mean, he only has 5 bandages, and one of his teammates just got himself flushed. That was Ali. just got flushed on the northern side, so obviously they're starting to. If you guys have ever played those old Warcraft mods, they're starting to leak essentially in the tower defense version. Oh my lord! Okay, there was a chest shot, but still, M24 to the chest, and you're knocked, and I don't think you're gonna pick up.
Yeah, Rusty's there is trying to. I mean, he's trying to get it. He's had to heal himself, but Danny trying to get the angle. Spots out one. Raspu shoots the rock though.
Bad rock. Bad rock. He does make good movies, though.
True.
Or entertaining, at least. I don't know how good they actually are. Rusty, he's been knocked early. He's going to get flushed as well. 5th kill coming in now for Furious Gaming. Not to be confused with Furia. Always confusing when you have 2 teams with very similar names.
Lots of
Furies. A lot of fury. A lot of rage. A lot of anger. Fury, Savage, all of it. And same region. RDP, they've made their way up with 3 guys alive. Chikwitin, well, he's kind of isolated from his 2 teammates, but I think he realizes with the guys over on that side of Norin, well, he has to be there too. And these guys are mountain goats. They're somehow still alive, but Harold runs part of the passage. I don't think Tadic is going to let them pass for this one easy.
I don't think they can even get up from here. Like it looks like, I mean, where BD is up here, they just...
you have to run all
Black
the way
Dragons,
around.
Yeah, you have to go all the way around, so there's just no way. So, I mean, they are inside the circle still.
True.
So they could just hold here.
Though. They do need a tough
they need lots
Eastern
of
hard
shifts. And, I mean, with this mountain, it should technically hard shift further towards the west.
I don't think it can exclude the whole mountain, no matter where the circle goes now. And if it can't exclude it all, then it doesn't have to exclude any of it.
No, yeah, I mean, well, actually, no. Phase 6 already happened. So Phase 6 actually shifted towards this, which is kind of crazy.
But again, because it had to include some of it. I mean, the entire circle is a mountain anyway, right?
Yeah.
Danny does go down. He could only hold him up for so long. And 8 kills now. Raspu and Sego trying to push forward here. They know there's still plenty of opponents around.
Yeah, it's a solid game already, to be fair. Like, I don't think they have anything to worry about. Just throwing some stuns out just to check if anyone's actually there.
Oh, Nickel, then he got saved by his teammate. They had not seen the sneaky snake above. Unfortunately, that one panned out. I'm not sure if they're going to get the res up, though. That's got to be so close. Nope, not going to happen. He has to die out to the blue, unfortunately. The teammate runs up. Camera goes underground. Bloop, there we go. Back into the upper push we are.
Yeah. RDP.
Look at how many people are dying to blue right now. Look at how many people are dying to the blue.
Silzen sent it off the cliff, it seems, and...
Denied!
And everyone else is just like...
You will not take me alive. Everybody are dying to the blue. It's all Faiska left alive now, trying to hold off and rest in this entire team. And it might actually just pan out for him. Look at this. They're all there. They're all alive. And now they're dead. Because they cannot get up from here. No. Don't rest them. Actually, you know what? Rest them and then die to blue. Because then you deny those knocks from before, right?
100%.
That's something you can do. I just want to set before as well. You don't want to rest a guy out in the blue.
No.
Past circle 4. If you know you're not going to make it in anyway, and the guy's been knocked by an opponent, rest him and then let him die, because then the guy doesn't get that point for knocking him initially.
Yeah, that's true. And I mean, any point, any and every point can count when it comes to the placements after these 36 games. So
especially in a 36-game system. So
in fact, he just shot his teammate as well. So I mean, I think they realized that it's like, whatever. Some aim practice on your teammates, I suppose.
Yeah, I guess like 3, 2, 1. Friendly fire.
Yeah.
See who wins it. Noran, he's going to try and push over the top again. The team that got to start off the day here. You can see them both holding. It seems like Noran is kind of looking up towards where Chikwitin is, expecting there to be someone in between them. But he'd be fooled because they're all below.
Yeah, I don't think he knows that CB's coffee break's coming up from his north. Nicoletti's got a nade. It's primed, ready. Oh, that's actually just past. I thought I was right on it.
It's like it's like when you watch football games where you look like from above and the ball goes in the end and like, wait, it was on the other side of the field.
Exactly.
The Erangel had us baited, spots out one snake. Now they can play a 2v2. Back to duos we go. It's wingman all over again.
Yeah. FG Noran taking a lot of damage, 46 HP. Nicoletti gets tagged up. Chikwitin with a really nice peek here on the rock. Ooh! What was that angle? They're both, they're both on low HP now. Coffee break down to the zone. Osni.
No, Nicoletti has no HP either.
Yeah, I would say with Noran, they go for the res. I like this. This is a nice play. Obviously, this is the last circle now, so it's all shifting into the center. They are directly center on this rock.
They're literally on the rock to play. Nicoletti sitting underneath has to just wait for them to either jump over or do something similar. Oh, Lauren is going to go down. Are you going to rest again or not? Nicoletti has to make a play here.
Yeah, it's either Chickerton that's going to make a play or, either Nico as well.
Is the star up or down? I can't really tell.
I don't know, actually.
I think Nora jumped down to get the info to his teammate. Oh, yeah, he did. The angle was there. Great play. Furious wins it. I want to say that I was surprised, but then again, they were the team that landed there. It wasn't as clean, though. I mean, it for sure was not as clean as it probably could have been in other ways. But they do manage to win it. Noran, I can tell you, fun fact, didn't heal once that entire game. He started with 5 bandages. He never got any more, and he never used a single one.
I mean,
Noran didn't heal once and got second place that game. Or first place, I mean, that game.
Fair enough. I mean, 3 kills as well, so it clearly worked out. But that's actually surprising.
It is. I mean, that just goes.
You took note of that as well.
That goes to. I'm an analyst. I can't go to Yemen.
No, you can't.
It goes to show how much they were shooting without consequences.
Yeah.
I mean, it was literally just them sitting hundreds of meters above all these people that were commencing in the chaos.
Yeah.
And they just got to third party it.
Yeah, they just sat up on their high horse.
It's like the kings and the queens shooting at the people in
peasants.
Pew pew. That's pretty much exactly what we just witnessed. The kings on the mountain, kings of the hill, so to say, and well, they what do you say? They kept their crown despite a lot of teams trying to take it away from them. They managed to sit through.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was like I guess a battle royale itself, sort of like king of the hill in the sense you've got to take the hill as well as stay alive. Does that make sense? Yeah.
Everything makes sense when we say it.
Exactly, because we're analysts.
We're analysts. It all
we know
makes
our
sense.
stuff. Sometimes.
And our analyst brain is going to tell us that we're going to go to a short break, guys. 5 to 8 minutes. We'll be back shortly for the next game. Stick around. See you soon. Welcome back, everyone, to the GLL Latin American Masters, the gateway for the South American region to make it all the way to PGC, the PUBG Global Championship. I'm Toby, joined by HayZ. And HayZ, one thing I just noticed in that intro video, and it might fool some people, but I saw they've been very nifty at throwing in that new shotgun in the video.
Oh,
I forgot the name for it. Wait, the what?
DBS.
DBS, that's what it's called. Yeah, the shotgun. Yeah. That's exactly what it sounds like, by the way. But we're playing on event servers, which some people might not know, which means that you won't get to see it. We might as well tell people now, so they don't get confused by it. They won't get to see it used in these games because we're playing on event server, and that's not on the latest patch.
No.
So where do we get the shotgun?
No.
Ain't gonna happen.
I mean, it's nice though for the players because I mean, getting a shotgun in the crate
on Sanhok. In all fairness, we were casting Wingman. Yeah, Talha and I.
And that was
that very last game finished off with a shotgun win on the new shotgun. Like he got a crate when there are like 6 people alive, and he picked it up and he just started booming everyone.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah. So it works.
Yeah,
you just have to be really close to your opponents, really close. And some teams that had a chance to be close but decided not to be were the guys in the mountains, Fury Gaming and Furious Gaming. Don't compare them. And they got this many points. Furious Gaming, there they are. 18-point victory. Of course, 8 kills. And another 10 points added for that chicken dinner. It's going to throw them up there. I'm going to get this wrong all day. Furious Gaming, Furia Esports. Furious Gaming, Furia Esports. One had 4 points, one had 18. Of course, that's the difference.
Yeah, exactly. And Coffee Break obviously coming second place there. They they got 6 points for the second place and then 5 kills. Red Canids with 9 kills, only 2 placement points.
They were down there. I mean,
place.
They were sitting on that western side and literally killing everything. They held out Furia, and before that, they held out Singularity and multiple other teams trying to come their way. They were just not letting it. Like, they were essentially gatekeeping the mountain, but they never really had a passage to go up there themselves.
Yeah,
which kind of screwed them over.
They were essentially just taking all of Furious Gaming's kills,
Exactly.
basically. Yeah,
exactly. And that's why we normally talk about those center teams. You don't often get a lot because they're killed off before they even get there.
Yeah, exactly. And then obviously Black Dragon Esports just down there in 4th, and then Yapish with 5 kills and 3 placement points, gives them 8. But yeah, I mean, a lot of actually, I mean, two 0-point teams in Cream, and I think that was Naranja Mecánica.
Yeah, and I'm actually surprised to see that we didn't get more 0-point teams. Normally, I mean, when we look at the Western scene, at least maybe it's more of a Erangel Miramar thing where teams rotate more early so they get punished more for that. But we can easily have 3, 4, maybe even 5 teams that don't get a single point in a game. Of course, that means that the teams that do get points, they get those 15 kill wins and all that stuff. But always interesting to follow along. And well, we have Sanhok over and done for the day. And now we're headed on over to Erangel for the next 2 games to then finish up with 3 on Miramar. And as you can see, it's not the new Erangel either. It's the old classic Erangel that we're headed over to. So no fancy new compounds with tanks and artillery everywhere. We're keeping it plain.
Yep. Standard old Erangel, the map that we know and love, basically from the OG days up until just about a month ago, I think, or a few months ago. Yeah, playing path. I mean, everyone makes a big deal out of the playing path, but to be honest with you, like these teams will have their flex drops and their standard drops and their drops that they like to go to if the plane's bad for them. So honestly, the playing path doesn't really matter. But we'll see actually how this pans out, because maybe there's a few that seem to hot drop.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for right now. It seems like Red Cannons, they will get themselves a chinky. They'll go a little further on the edges to get some vehicles locked down. Singularity, they're taking control of Rosok. We've seen them up there before. And I'm looking around for any teams that could potentially be landing on top of each other. But it seems like, to my surprise, that these teams are pretty well spread out. But a Northern Circle, that's always interesting.
Yeah, that's very interesting. Considering there's so many teams towards the southern side of the island. There's no one Severny, no one towards Stauber, Kameshki. So you got obviously the Net Boys over here, looting score naps, and obviously Singularity, as you said, in Rozok, and I can't quite tell who that is on the northern side. That is FRC. So it's one of the Furaco Gaming, I think, right?
Yeah, there's so many fur teams.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, so
there's too much fur.
Yeah, lots of fury.
One thing that I did notice, you talked about a lot of teams in the south. Normally, we can have a farm team, and there'll be that western farm splitting team. We actually have 3 teams down there right now. There's a team in Milta, a team over like way up towards Milta and Farm, a team that's a little in between and what some people call the snake compound, like the one that kind of zigzags its way through. That's down where we have Mechanica. And then to the west of that, we have Yapish over on the eastern side of the western bridge. That's a weird, crinkly way of saying it, but you know what I mean? Just south of Pachinki. So 4 teams, kind of like pearls on a necklace, down on the southern shore, and they all have to go north, kind of with the same few rotation paths in mind, I would think.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll see if they clash at all. I imagine we might see a few shots exchanged, but honestly, I don't think we'll see any full-on team fights just yet.
Yeah, I would doubt that too. Another aspect is, of course, yes, there's going to be 36 games, and that's plenty of them. But I'm very curious to see, because normally when we get these starts of tournaments, it's always, for the most part, teams kind of want to feel out the group, and they do that by playing a little more passive than what they normally would. But there are also some teams that tend to do the exact opposite. Like they go early on, teams will play passive, and we can really utilize that to go extra aggressive. So I want to see some of these teams that might, not by the end of the tournament, be really aggressive, but do it now to rack up some extra points. Yeah,
exactly. You see quite a few teams in sort of PEL kind of, for example, kind of set the pace for the tournament. And I mean, I want to bring up a name in Team Liquid. They seem to set the pace for a lot of these tournaments against these European teams. So we'll see if this actually happens in this Latam Masters League. But it could happen. I know a lot of these are very capable of it.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, a lot of them are very, very talented indeed. And one thing that I'm keeping my eye on right now is the river. Because yes, we are east, so you can always rotate over Esnaya and avoid all the water, but we might not be guaranteed with the next shift or even the one after that as to which side of the water we're headed to. So I would assume to see at least a good half of the teams locate themselves somewhere around, either with the full team on one side but close to, or kind of split on or around the river, just to make sure that once it does guarantee which side you're going to, that you have like a clear gateway to the other side.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you probably have some sort of splits over the river. I see quite a few splits sometimes from like north side of Rozhok, and then obviously over the river towards the 3-story. You see a few splits there. Looks like okay. That was
he hit that wall so hard that the camera flew off. That's crazy.
Oh,
no, for good reason, because Cassidy is coming in. I don't think Coffee Break has any idea that he's there. He does, and he gets him. Wow.
Barrel too strong, apparently.
Yeah.
And Singularity also.
Single fire, Pommy. No.
Since when would you have an AK in single fire anyway?
That day when you were tapping at stuff.
I mean, never with an AK do you tap.
Hence the answer to your question.
Yeah.
Never. Pommy, of course, it wasn't a freebie, but have that random headshot go off, and that could easily have been a knock followed by a flush. And we have seen so many times that 1 point difference. Even though we throw them 200 games, we can throw them 500 games. Somehow, it still tends to be that 1 point that makes a difference as to whether you make it through or not.
Yeah, exactly. Looks like Coffee Break in a pretty big spot of trouble here. They've only got the gas station to work with. Which, I mean, it's just rough. Like, you usually want to split with what Singularity has here and the gas station, but they've only got a gas station now, so rough stuff. Not much they can really do.
What's interesting, too, is they actually came up from the western side. Like, they rotated over Cube, and then they passed that to go down and take the gas station building. But I think that might have been timed exactly with Singularity pulling up, because you could see as soon as Roger was knocked, there was already Singularity players shooting from above, so I think they were just forced further down than what they maybe initially wanted to get.
Yeah, 100%. FG, the previous winners, rotated on through, going towards what seems like Yasna Fields, I think, so
yeah.
We'll see where they go. Maybe, actually, no, they're going towards a liquid compound. I call it liquid compound. I'm a European guy. But
you have to call it the Furious Gaming compound. Come on, man.
the FG compound. All right, fine. But no, looks like they're going to actually kind of commit to one side of this. We're going to see if it shifts north or south. But if it shifts south, they'll have a pretty solid spot, I imagine.
And that's the thing, right? Because if we go north, we can see it already here. It's very scarce with compounds, first of all. And what's not compounds, well, that's most likely open fields with a few trees plucked in here and there. And I think that's why so many teams prioritize going north now, because they know that if we're going to be sitting up here and the circle goes south, there's still going to be potato field. There's still going to be apps. There's still going to be something we can play. But if we're sitting south and the circle goes north, you're literally not going to get anything because it's already taken. Oh my lord, was that a headshot, Noah?
Yeah.
Woohoo, Rusty. Some of these guys that have a very big name behind them, both Roger Wow and also Rusty, now torn apart early on.
Yeah, that was a big old headshot to start it off there. Just, I mean, if you have a 7.62 SKS, it's a headshot and a body shot and they're down.
Can you get a 5.56 SKS?
All right, dude. Okay, all right. That's enough. Gosh, I was going to say DMR, but then I just like SKS came out of my mouth. I was 7.62 DMR. That's what I was going to say. All right.
I'm hardening you. Wait, whoa, yeah. I'm. We're taking some weird turns. This is way too early. I think you understood what I meant too.
Yes,
I meant to say with that.
I definitely understand too.
NRG, this is again a split that you would normally see in this area of the map. This is a split that you see them taking some control. It is further north than where I would normally sit in this, but as we said just before, because there's so little to play on the northern side, they want to guarantee it just in case the circle goes up there.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, with the crossroads and that yellow house split, it makes sense with their no org, the no org split there. But yeah, gaming still in the blue. They're trying to cross over the bridge. I think
they're just waiting to get the guarantee.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe. Because I'm pretty sure another team just passed on there previously. Yeah, it looks like Yeppy Shippy passed over.
Ooh, that's a fun shift. Okay, everyone, right now, take out your pencils and your rulers. and make a line straight down from north to south, we have 2 players on the eastern half of this circle.
Yeah, in fact, that's
insane.
With BD as well, that split is it's actually nuts.
That's scary deep.
Yeah, that's a very wide split, but looks like it's going to work out. Looks like Kodem is going to get past FG. Maybe. Yeah, he does. It's fine.
You say that, but could you imagine? He did hit some good ones last game, so there's no saying in it not being possible. But it seems like one more. Do it for the Reddit. Do it for the YouTube video. Do it for the highlight.
Every shot.
Oh, could you imagine? Also, if you're that guy getting hit, right? You're just like, you know what? Yeah, you can't even be mad. I mean, you cannot even be upset. It's like he raped me. I mean, that's just how it is.
Yeah, you have to say nice shot and that's it, really.
Yeah. 3 and a Gato men. Does Gato mean half? Or is that part of a joke?
Maybe, I'm not sure. Their logo looks pretty interesting. Looks like it's like a
Christmas ornament.
Yeah, Christmas tree, and then you've got some faces, and yeah.
That's interesting. That's the bunch, man. You know, that's a gang. They're rolling up together. They're sitting up by the water, camping out. Technosh is there too, chilling in the compound. They're all kinds of fine up there in the northern side. Who's not fine right now is Ragnar. He gets himself knocked. We saw so many teams shooting at rotations without any real consequence, I guess you could say. But this time around, Ragnar is found, and well, now he has to chase his vehicle down. But that is going to be one of the Jabbish players out.
That was a huge spray. Just two headshots. Just completely knocks him out of the vehicle there. Destroys his helmet as well. And that's a UAZ out of service. But yeah, not great stuff. Yapish taking some shots at red cannons here, trying to rotate over. Looks like they're going to try and maybe possibly take residents at the gas station or go past. I'm not sure. I don't think they know what they're doing.
I don't think they know what they're doing.
I think they're just trying to face check every spot.
Uh-oh. Why is it always the same? You flip your vehicle.
That's a headshot.
One more bullet, Ribbo. It's always the same. You drive perfect for like 6 kilometers, and then that one time you hit a tree, there's literally a guy sitting right next door. You've seen it so many times, and it always happens.
Yeah, exactly. Hippo killing. Excuse me.
I think there might have been a guy popping a tire on a bike involved. That's normally the case when these things happen. Because if not, then it's normally the vehicle explosion because it rolled too far or something like that. But whenever they flip and die, it's normally because of a bike.
Could be right there. I'm not sure where that happened, but
Same.
Yeah. No idea.
Somewhere where there is now a corpse.
Yes.
And a box.
And loot.
Yeah. Stalber is in for now. We're not sure if it's going to continue to be. And one thing I'm a little surprised to see is 4 teams have taken positions inside of Yasnaya. But hold that thought, because H&K has found himself one. And that's for Rakao, the team that was eliminated early last game. They find one on Mechanica here.
Yeah, catching him out. Looks like Pamps has got to back off now. He knows that that compound's pretty much taken.
Yeah.
By Furakal. So he's got to back off now. There's no way. There's no way you can defend that against three players.
To be honest.
No, I mean, I don't think he even knows it's 3 players, but it is.
Yeah.
Circle shifts just north of Yasnaya. Pretty central, I guess, in a way, just slightly north. But yeah, actually.
They've already got one on rotations, and they already lost one as well. Nade thrown forward. Is that going to bounce fine? No, oh my lord, it just gets blocked. But Silson, he has to realize, well, I'm not going to sit here anymore. I am not going to sit here any longer. Now, he was just proning and healing and all kinds of calm. And all of a sudden, they have people everywhere.
Yeah, Raspu trying to get an angle as well. They're going to hide and just wait for his time to strike. This nade could be good. It's going to bounce on the rock there. Ooh, does a bit of damage, I think. But not enough.
This is one of those spots for Raspu that can potentially work out really well, but at the same time, it's a very isolated rock, so should he get knocked for whatever reason, in order for his teammates to get there, that would cost him so much utility to even do anything to help. He's just going to follow them through, takes out the SLR, want to shoot at them as they come by. Nothing connected just yet, and I think they'll be safe on the backside now. Cream.
Uh-oh.
Well, they have found RDP here. Nope. Kills so far. I think he's just going to leave. He got the first knock, and he's just going to send it.
Yeah, Lycan's piecing out. He's taking some damage meanwhile.
Oh, no, he fell off.
I think that was the back tire, maybe, or something. I'm not sure if he even had an angle of the back tire, though, which is confusing.
Wait, is there another tire?
Yeah, the
Yeah,
back
it was
tire
popped.
went.
It was popped. That's unfortunate. He got the knock, tried to disengage. Honestly, the correct play to make in that situation.
Yep.
Just weren't able to get away. And I'm looking at this circle now. The next one has to shift away from water. It has to go over towards BD, right? Like, he cannot go back into his Naya.
Yeah, I mean, it could go maybe the directly
like
north, possibly,
east,
like, or
yeah.
like, but it has to. It should really go far northeast.
Yeah, that's what I
imagine.
would think. That's what I would think too. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 teams currently still, and that's what I was thinking. I was looking to see some of these teams leave now when they had a chance to push further up, but they all kind of committed to stay. A little surprising to me.
Lots of teams in Yasnaya. We've got FG, Singularity, Furia, Space Monkeys, and Coffee Break, as well as the Net Boys.
Prone tag 'em.
Yeah, Prone Tag 'em.
Which I think is how you pronounce it. But there we figured out there's a billion different ways you can pronounce that.
We're trying to figure it out, but I'm not sure how it really works. So, I mean, if anyone in the chat can tweet us how to pronounce that as well, Prone Tag 'em or ProNet.
ProNet H.
Yeah.
There are many options, and we're not quite sure which one's the correct one. You can see Noah, he's shooting at literally everything he's getting his eyes on. All of year gaming. Here's the vehicles. Nate in hand. I've always been a little conflicted with teams engaging fights with nades. I like the idea because nades do so much damage, but if you're not sure you're going to get him, this is essentially just them revealing their position. Oh, that should be an explosion. No, he actually gets out.
He has to reload. Mayo Frango, it's got to back off now. I mean, he's getting kind of pushed, but God Zero should have an angle onto Fabru. Fabrabru. That's the one.
Fabrabru. Yeah, that's I'll give you that one. That's probably correct.
Godzilla actually gets the knock as well. Yeah, there we go. As expected, Bozo kills himself somehow.
He was knocked to the blue on the edge. He got tagged when he was trying to cross in. Now Paplex and Ganjohan all by themselves. We did see Ganjohan with quite a good chunk of damage done last game, and now of course being back here in the close quarters, we could potentially see him strike once again, but it's going to be difficult, especially with the position in right now.
Yeah, 2v3, it's rough stuff. The circle's obviously shifted. Phase 4, it's going to start shrinking again in 5 seconds. So he's got to get going. He's full boosted though, so he knows it. He's fully aware.
Need to get the hell out of there. Unfortunately, no Orca leaving as well. Does Paplex actually want to go up and get damage done here? Seems like he wants some revenge. The way that he's committed to this push forward. Nade's thrown forward again. Dream Rust. He is going to throw one, get one thrown straight down towards him, fortunately. Oh Lord, branches. That branch could potentially be the savior.
That's rough for Toddy. Black Dragons, though, taking some shots just down at Space Monkeys. I mean, they pretty much hold them out of the zone, essentially. They've got full control here, Black Dragons.
Yeah.
Burke is obviously up top, just holding down the warehouse, hoping that no one comes up. Like, for example, Noel could probably push down if they hear this third-party potential. And
look at the southern side now. And this is exactly what we just talked about before, right? It's so difficult now for these teams to leave Yasnaya because now they're all leaving at the same time. You can kind of do it if you can escape before the cluster, but now they're all pretty much going to try and push forward into the same exact thing. And Andy now, well, Kobat is just on the other side. NA Luck, and Nalok is in the... on the back trying to hold them. These two guys were playing together last time in the Wingman 2. And, well, we now have a chance to make like a duo play here as well. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they're obviously experienced duo players, so only issue is you're playing against squads now. A little bit. Yeah, slightly different. Oh, Silzen insta-flush onto Psycho there. Andy looks like he's the only one alive. In fact, the other Red Cannons member in Raspu is knocked as well. Yeah, he has to get away. They got completely sandwiched between Yapish and RDP. There was simply nothing they could do from that position. Unfortunately, Redemption gets the better of them. Raspu does go down. Now Kovat and his team are trying to hold off, but I think Andy is just going to try and get as far away from him as possible. Yeah, I mean, it looks like he's got some sort of proning spot. I think he's okay for now. He's incognito Andy. You gotta watch out for those cans. They're gonna give you away. Oh yeah. You know, if someone looks at that spot, they'll see a can rolling, but from behind it. Johan just talked about him. He was snaking his way around the side, and Space Monkeys, they were completely and utterly slaughtered. They were all trying to care that they didn't get pushed down by Black Dragons, but here comes Johan from the side, gets himself a double. Great job at that, Nicoletti. Coffee break there. Back to farming as best as they can on the edge of the circle. It's Singularity they're up against, though, and it seems like they're rather take the disengage than try and take the fight to them.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, Singularity's out in the blue as well. Lowcook's taking a lot of damage from the blue zone. It's phase 5. It's chunking pretty hard. Pommer's going to push over out into the open, it seems.
They do have 2 players inside the circle. The issue is that Quick is already down, and now Panda is too. That was literally their saving. Like those 2 were the ones that were the ones holding the door, saying, "Come to us," and now there's no door to hold because Brontagam has just, well, kind of slaughtered it.
Yeah, there's no anchor at all now. So looks like it's only the guys from Yasnaya, just close to Yasnaya, left. Pommy and Logix. Meanwhile, Ali.
Hello.
Gets some damage on, but no knock. Oh, and then
Okay,
Chikwitin finishes it.
And then he goes, "Why do you steal my kill?" Well, maybe had you hit more than 2 of your 20 bullets, you would have gotten that kill to begin with.
Just gotta hit your shots. That's how this game works, right? Just hit your shots and you win.
That's what you do. Okay.
Yeah. Crazy stuff.
No wonder I'm so bad at this game then.
Yeah.
I actually have to hit people.
Yeah. It's insane, isn't it, right?
It is pretty magnificent. Pretty magnificent. Quick was knocked before. He's gonna get flushed in there as well. And unfortunately, him and Panda weren't really able to put up much of a fight whenever they get pushed over the top. Loki is down now as well. I think it's just 1 player left alive on their team. Poma does actually get the flush into 1 player. So at least some damage done by Singularity. I think that might even have been their first kill of the game. So very quiet game for a team that was very dominant last time we saw them in the Latin American Masters.
Yeah, Mechanica spotting out the FG, the Furious Gaming members. Chikwitin pretty close. Actually, it looks like Ali gets knocked by Pamps just off to the side there.
Just exactly gets the run off, hurt the nade in the ground. And I think XX know that he hit that nade. I mean, I think he's very aware that it did some damage. Wants to get Elia down. Should be able to do that too. And now you can see Chikwitin from by the rock. Oh, he's aggressive. I like it. Yeah, and he gets him. Perfect play. I mean, honestly, that was very, very, very well done by Mechanica in that situation.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, it looks like you get the res onto Pamps as well. So, Furiaco Gaming not quite getting the angles just there. I think they'll have to wait for them to come into the circle because they're clearly outside. And looks like Cream getting kind of picked apart by Redemption. There's only 2 men alive. It's the duo we were talking about in Enelek and Kovad. Just kind of picking apart, as well as Andy obviously chiming in as well with a knock of his own onto Nabel.
It's not an easy area to only be 2, and you always need, as you can see here, they have to constantly look up the mountain, look down the mountain, look up the mountain, look down the mountain. That's the freedom you get with having 3 or 4 players, that you can kind of dedicate 1 player to holding each angle at all times, and then you can have that support player that can bounce in between. Here, they just both need to be looking at both directions, literally. I mean, like all the time.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I mean, there's just not the amount of players you need to look at what directions. So yeah, the circle does shift. It does go slightly northeast. Harold doesn't hit any of the shots. You got to hit those initial shots to get the knock, but
timing too.
Yeah, I think he moved as soon as he
tried lining up a little crouch the second that he was shooting. So unfortunate. You think you have it, like you wait so long to fire that first bullet because you know you want to get it, and then as soon as you think you have it, boink. Actually doesn't work out. Sills, and he knows that there's one around the corner. Probably heard him step around. No damage done. Then only 2 kills so far for the former BitLoft team.
Yeah, Andy still trying to snake his way in. Oh, I mean, trying to get to a spot where he can snake his way in. Got to try and find the perfect hiding spot. I think that's what he's trying to do now. Meanwhile, Coffee Break pushing down this, around the sort of the west and south side, getting completely battered by BD over here. Black Dragons. Ganjahan gets the remaining Singularity player of Pomade.
And he's racked up 3 kills ever since he became a solo player. And again, we talked about it on the previous game on Sanhok too. Everything you can get in a game that didn't go your way is well received, especially in a tournament format where every game could be the deciding. Oh, watch out! Don't hate yourself here. in a format where every game could be the deciding. When he goes down here, yes, he was a solo player, though he racked up 3 extra points from his death. Had he survived a little while longer, could even win placement points too. So honestly, everything considered, you're not going to win every single game. That's a good game for them, given the circumstances.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he's playing pretty aggressive anyway. I feel like. So impressive stuff from him. And Mechanica goes out in 8th place there. Execs not quite trying to get the flush there. I think they actually got stolen by. Yeah, it looks like Berg stole that kill onto Kassin. So no points for that one, unfortunately.
Kills for Black Dragons. They've been holding up that by the compound, not in the compound, but by the compound for quite a while. Not only have they racked up that amount of kills, they also still got all their players in the field on the map killed. Demo does manage to steal a flush away from Silson, so that's going to make it 8. A very good game for the Black Dragons so far.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I mean they've had that. I think they rotate there on the second circle when it shifted over, and they've just kind of held it for the that warehouse, and I think they've kind of extended over quite a few times. And there we go, taking a Rafa from coffee break.
And this is what you can do now. That's the benefit of being 4 alive. When you're 4 and you have that one edge, you can just start vacuuming. I mean, you know for a fact that most other teams have most likely taken casualties. And if you're 4, you can count it up 10 in total. If you can clear an entire side, that's when like a steamrolling train becomes so dangerous.
Yeah, you essentially just want to sweep around your side. You push one side, you get a few kills, you push back to watch the third party, and you get a few kills there, and you push back, and you just keep going. You keep going back and forth.
What is that called? Like a pendulum?
Yeah. Essentially, just a pendulum maneuver where you just keep going back and forth and clearing your side, but not exactly committing to a fight, because that's when you turn and you get some issues.
Exactly. How many hertz do you think RDS screen is?
Maybe 144, I think.
Okay, that would make sense. In any case, he is going to need every single frame he can get. But of course, that doesn't matter if you have your back turned to your opponent. Now Inquis running on the backside. HNK trying to run off. That's just going to be RDS down, unfortunately. His teammate is by himself. Does you want to pick? That's your teammate, buddy. Don't you shoot at your fallen teammate.
How dare you shoot your teammate's body? That's not very nice.
You were supposed to hold them.
That's toxic. But no, I think he just saw him. It was like, oh, player. No. That's a player, though.
Oh, no. Oh, he's getting help. He's getting help. HNK is there from the other side. And that's actually the... Wait. He did get the knock.
Yeah. I think
he just got tagged from the other side.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, he was... Logan was that close. I didn't realize he was that close. 8 HP, though. He's not going to step up the circle.
The circle is still pushing, and he's going to go down. Couldn't really go anywhere. And once again, Feiske, they're just racking up. I think that's the 5th kill for Feiske alone on the team so far. They're 4 guys up, 10 alive total. I could very well see them or no walk, depending on where this final circle goes to, would be the winner, because it is hard to push uphill. It is extremely difficult to go uphill like this. So Noah could win it, should be able to get the circle towards him. Herald technically could as well, but he's currently one with nature.
Yeah, he is the bush.
He's the bush.
Exactly. He's Yapishin the bush.
He deals all the punches from the bush. That's what he does.
Exactly.
Kovat and his teammate, well, we talked about them being good together in the wingman concept, and now realizing they were only 2, didn't want to engage in fights. At least they've been guaranteed some placement points here. Because how many placement points did you get for 4th place, HayZ?
It's 4.
Ta-da! There you go. Quick math.
4 and 4, yeah, plus 3. That's surprising. That's 7 actually.
Now you're going out on the limb of being too scary there, because
that's a bit much.
Might start subtracting soon, and then it gets really complicated. But guys looking around. This is what I like. Even though there are 4 players alive, they're not over-aggressing. They're not playing stupid. They're playing really smart. You can see how they're split out right now. Feiske holding this whole ridge line. Spots out one. That's a headshot immediately. Not able to get the knock, though. And he doesn't have any teammates there, so he backs off. Perfect. Don't over-aggress. Don't play it dumb. Really, really smart play from Feiske right here.
Yeah, I actually like this. This is really, really good. It's just intelligent.
Understanding of the situation.
Yeah,
very impressive.
100%. Yeah.
So many teams like, oh, I got the headshot. Let me just push over him, and then he would have missed the guy underneath. Wait, did he just get nade by his teammate?
No, that was a smoke.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I was like, that was a pretty good nade though.
But it's also just like staying in the same spot that you previously just shot at. You know, if a nade comes over, you're knocked. That's it. You're dead. So he's avoiding nades as well, essentially, by backing off.
And this is what I was just talking about, with that push uphill being also difficult. Black Dragons will have to make that run, and as you can see,
10.
They can sit on top chilling, but Vinny and the guys, they're gonna have all the cover to the world, while Berg and his teammates, well, they're gonna have an uphill push that could potentially prove fatal.
Yeah, exactly. Feiske with 6 kills so far. He's really feeling it today, that's for sure. He's starting off strong. But yeah, they do have to make the uphill push. No org with all the sightlines. RDP, they get 1 knock against them.
This is some real Ghost Recon stuff. Just really, really, really being sneaky peeky here. Herald, he spots one. unknowingly that's a guaranteed placement if he gets down Kovad. Maybe he won't have to. I think that's what he hopes for, that he won't have to take that engagement, let someone else deal with them, because them only having 2 kills up, I don't think he really cares to get more kill points at this point. It's just a matter of him trying to get as many placements as he can, and then hopefully force Black Dragons and NRG into a fight. And actually, I think it's a bit of a misplay. Them knowing that Black Dragons were on the eastern side, they've just allowed them up the hill. They've given them safe passage by focusing on the western side.
This could be absolutely massive for Black Dragons. They get the knock to Noah. Instant flush straight away. Harold, meanwhile, gets taken out as well.
They just have to push on it. Kill demo does go down. One more traded in return. There should only be one guy left on his feet. Vinny is by himself. Does get one player down. Birch and Feiska still up and alive. Vinny is all alone 1v2. Now, Kovad is alive too. I didn't even notice that.
Hey, he's just to the south. He surely sees him. Yeah, there we go.
Wait, Kovad's the last player?
Yeah, and he's got level 3 gear as well. There we go. Burt gets the last kill. 14 kills.
That was very, very confusing to me. I was convinced, they lost one. They got on the hill. Last player. I just never saw the last player from Norg getting taken out. But as you said, I mean, very, very impressive 14 kill win from the guys in Black Dragons. In all fairness, I mean, they had a good position, but it wasn't one of those, oh, they had the mountain, they were supposed to win, like we saw in Sanhok. This is actually a pretty difficult position to hold, because as we could see with the duo and Kovad and the Analog as well, you have to constantly, like, if you peek over the top, you have to look for those guys with like with their crosses on the back of your head, and they were really good at splitting the attention both directions.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, the fact that they actually made it up and around towards the eastern side, around towards the north of the hill, and then just got the sort of the enfilade shots onto. I think the first player was one of the no-org players anyway. I think Vinny was further away. Godzilla was it was the other player. It wasn't Godzilla, it wasn't Vinny. But yeah, no, just the fact that they actually made that play, made that push over, just
it was very impressive. Yeah, honestly, a bit of a misplay in my opinion by Norg to. I mean, one thing is you back off, fair enough. You felt the pressure, didn't want to take the fight right now. But you can't. One thing is backing off, another thing is completely giving up the angle. Like they had 3 players alive, but all of a sudden they're all looking the other way, and that was a very opposite of how I think that it should have been done. But it goes to show, I mean, very few teams can play those spots the way they did, and just Feiska's play alone, peeking over, disengaging when he felt it was too much. Yeah. So many people would over-aggress. They played it smart. They got to win. 14 kills, 24-point game, and after the break, we'll see exactly where that's going to put them. But before that, short break. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everyone. The first Erangel game of the day is in the past now, and from one Sanhok Mountain ending to an Erangel Mountain ending. And I guess this next one is going to be on Everest, southeast of South George, and then, well, I mean, on Miramar, there's plenty of mountains, so you can...
Yeah, there's loads,
And it won't go to any of them.
Power grid, or just goes down to the south, what is it, the southeast.
Oh yeah, down in that corner. Yeah, that's also an option. So mountains seems to be the name of the game so far, but of course there's no saying in what's going to happen over the course of all these 36 games that we're going to be going our way through. And if you just tuned in now, you are in for a treat, because I think we got to see just a little piece of what is really good Latin American PUBG. In terms of how Black Dragons played that game.
Oh yeah, that was honestly impressive. The fact that the awareness they had, like throughout the whole of the game, it just seemed like they were just on it. They just like their minds were active. They were being proactive in terms of what they were doing. They were backing off, taking smart fights, not committing to too many fights. They were sweeping their side of the. Honestly, it was something that I've seen in a lot of other top teams. So I mean. Impressive, yeah.
There was never really a moment, and I think that was kind of what took it away from me, is there was never a moment where they didn't seem like they had a plan. I mean, yes, the circles also kind of went in their direction, which makes it easier to make decisions sometimes, but still, they weren't just in that situation where, oh, we have this compound, we're just going to do like this. and then wait until the circle goes away. They were constantly moving around and played it like one more team eliminated. No, they were playing it really smart all the way through, and I think it kind of goes to show by the fact that they were 4 guys alive up until that very last fight.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you say the circles kind of went towards them, but I mean they rotate towards that sort of that compound, that plateau compound with the warehouse on top, and then sort of controlled it really well. Obviously, I think they could have gotten a few more kills towards. There was a fight they were trying to hold off. I think it was Gaming, just towards the southeast.
Yeah, true.
And
true.
I think they got. Oh no, was it? I think Gaming finished
also,
them off.
Ganjohan, he managed to push underneath and get one of the Space Monkey, or two of the players down
Space
there.
Monkeys, that was it. Yeah, that was what. Yeah. So I mean, they could have got a lot more points there, a lot more kills.
True.
Yeah, solid stuff.
Woulda, shoulda, coulda. That's the name of PUBG. There's always so easy. That's what I like. It's both a burden and also a blessing to be able to go and see everything from like the view. We get the bigger picture, so to say, and so many different things. But sometimes you, of course, having competitive player experience, can talk from a different perspective than what I can. But how is it for you, like being a player, and you see certain things in the heat of the moment, and then when you go back the day later, or whenever you look at the video from the day before on the stream, and you go like, wait, this like you in the situation, you thought something was going on.
Yeah.
And then when you see it from the bigger perspective, you're like, wait, there were this many teams around us, or there weren't any, or like those things.
Yeah, I think I mean you should really go through VODs just the day after, so you got a clear mind. You know, you've slept on it, you got a clear mind, and then you kind of you have the right mindset to look at the VODs. But at the same time, like, I don't think you can really take too much from it right on the day, like at that moment. You can obviously take some things home, and like, you know, you could have done something differently. But at the same time, like, some situations just happen and you can't do anything about it. That's just PUBG. But then a lot of the times you can sort of avoid that by doing something differently even earlier in the game.
That is a very good point. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's not always what are we going to do differently in that situation. Sometimes you can go like a couple of circles behind and go, what can we do to avoid even ending up there? I mean, so we don't have to take that decision to take the fight. We could just, the circle earlier, say, let's just go the other way because we know they're going to be there, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's all about the macro play as well. It's the rotational play and the rotations you make that kind of pan out the whole game essentially, and what happens. So it's a big part. You know, the micro play in terms of the team fights and the individual play is only a small part of a bigger picture.
And one thing that we did see a lot of that game was those rotations, because we talked about that circle 2 hard shift back out east, where we had, I think, was it 2 players on the eastern half of the circle at like when it popped?
I think that was Black Dragons actually. They
rotated
all the way
around,
like a 1 kilometer split. And then they just sort of all rotated up and around into that spot.
They went all the way around Yasnaya, and it was kind of interesting because, okay, so it kind of puts the, I guess the what do you say, the icing on the cake type of thing, that it was them that were there, and they also ended up winning the game with a lot of kills. It was just kind of funny how so many teams, like I think we saw a good half of the teams rotate, another half just like, we'll go there first, but we won't actually go into the circle. We'll just wait on those edges. They'll be like, whenever they come driving towards us. Because there was only realistic, like 4 or 5 different places you could really enter that circle from. You had the crossing down by the gas station, that little passage over the top of the Yasnaya River.
Yeah.
Like, there are only so many spots you really want to go through in competitive PUBG, and they were just all on lockdown.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think you had a few people sort of, I think one team was holding down the sort of the no-link compound, plus the sort of the highway through between no-link compound and the Yasnaya River cliffs or whatever.
I love how we know exactly what we mean, but there's so many people that are, I think it was Teknosh who was sitting there. Is that one?
Yeah,
just northwest of.
I think you're right.
Yeah, just northwest of Yasnaya.
Yes.
There's a big compound up there, and that whole passage, because that's the only place you can traverse from the northern side to, well, the southern or the eastern side, depending on which direction you're going.
Yeah.
But without having to cross the water. It's something that people rarely ever think about. But if you look at like Erangel as a whole map, and then you go, okay, so we have east, we have west. At some point, we have Miramar. We have Yasnaya, and it's very actually far to one side. But from that point all the way across to the edge of Georgiapol, if you want to go north to south or the other way around, you have to cross water.
Bridges, yeah, essentially. So, I mean, I think a lot of teams at the moment don't really want to count the bridges either. So a lot of teams will try and go around and try, like, you know, if a hard shift sort of like different sides, they'll try and long rotate. So generally the bridge is actually pretty free. Like, but teams don't realize this. They don't want to take the risk, but if you're a risk takers, I mean, even if you just scout properly, you just scout it. You see, oh, it's free. Okay, we'll just cross, easy. And it's like it's a complete sort of shortcut essentially. Yeah. Saves so much time.
Also, I mean, one of the things is, other than the cube area, which is the bridge number 3, I guess you can say. I just had to count them off my bridge number 3 from west to east, out by. I mean, it's a cold cube because it practically looks like a cube, right?
Yeah.
And that's like the only proper place you can sit with decent cover on all sides, because the garage over by Asnaya, yes, it's decent, but where do you go from there, right?
Yeah.
And it's kind of the same with Cute, actually. Where do you go from there? I'm so glad that we don't have a bridge other than inside. I mean, inside Georgia Bowl is a little bit of a unique situation, but we don't have a place where you have a bridge that's just like the best compound in the world is right next to it, because they'll be like, oh my god, we're never ever getting across there.
Yeah, there's no way. I mean, yeah, with the central Georgia Pole bridge,
you're inside a city on both sides, so it's not. It's kind of different in that.
Exactly,
respect.
but I mean, there's some compounds that are a bit further away from the bridges, so it's harder to actually get the kills as they cross over. So you got to kind of like split and just sandwich the bridge or whatever.
Also, they're isolated, right? So normally, if you cross from one side over to the other and you sit on that bridge, odds are that when you then have to leave that bridge compound to go even further towards the circle, there could be a new layer of teams just waiting for you. So sometimes you got to think, is it really? I mean, just like we saw with, I think it was Raspu, when they were seeing Singularity push around the Stalpa area.
Yeah.
They were sitting, and he ran up. The idea makes perfect sense. You run up to that rock, it's your cover. You can sit and you can look. Didn't get any knocks on it though, but he was left out in the open.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Now let's take a look at the scores from that last game, and of course, Black Dragons with 14 kills racked themselves up a solid 24-point game, and Nohawk just underneath a decent performance added 2, and then in second place, these guys were 2 people alive. I think at 40 players or something left.
It must have been, yeah.
And they managed to make the win to third.
Yeah, it was Kovad and his teammate there, just Kovad and Analak actually kind of just hold themselves out as a duo.
For sure. Looking at the overall list of what we have going on here, of course, I mean, we're only 2 games in. We can't really take too much away from this. As you can see, there's 12 games to play this week alone, and then we have a total of 36 in the grand scheme of things. So saying, oh, Singularity, they're all the way down 14th. You know what? It's 2 games. There's plenty, and I say plenty, of time for these teams to turn things around. So I'm not too worried about that. What is fun, though, Red Cannon's off to a good start. 12 kills on the first 2 games, despite barely having any placement points. Same thing for Year Gaming. They have 8 kills, and they don't have a single placement point yet.
Yeah, it's actually quite interesting you mention that. Yeah, so 8 kills, no placement points. It just goes to show that you don't really need to get placements. You know, however you get points.
Just frack.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. You know.
It's always funny. And for those of you guys, I don't know how this have flown over my head, just like the plane is doing on our map right now. But there is a certain parameter to where these planes can go from. I've always, from the very start of competitive PUBG, been, when am I ever going to see that Georgia Boulder style plane? Because we get them in the south. Like, planes can be so much more south than what we see right here. But there's actually a circle. And I didn't know this, a circle that all these planes have to go through. And it's, obviously you can't see it, but I can draw it up for you. It's kind of, it goes from just north of Rostock down to, you see like the tip on the Sosnovka Island to the north, right south of where Ribbo is, that little tip on the military island. From there to up to north of Rostock, just north of the northern side of Rostock, if you draw a circle with that being the diameter, then all planes have to go through that. Which means that you can't get a plane that's only on the northern side of that. You can't get a plane that's only like far down on the southern side of that. And it makes it fun. And you know what? All these guys that just jumped out to the east, they better be ready, because now they have to go west.
Ay, caramba. That is, I mean, I think there's only 2 teams in the circle, I'm pretty sure, or close to that.
If not even less than that.
Yeah.
I think it was like 1.5 teams in that circle. So plenty of interesting rotations are going to be coming in. Got 0. Well, I mean, they got themselves a 3rd place last game with a decent chunk of kills to it, but we'll see. We'll see from military. They should actually be one of the teams that have a somewhat easy rotation to this one.
Yeah, exactly. They should be able to cross the bridge pretty easily, it seems. You got a coffee break. just in the center circle. Okay, so you got 3, 4. Yeah, I mean, there's a few other teams in the circle, but I pretty much I was only counting the the Primor's team and the Gaka team. So, but still, you got Cream, and then obviously Red Canids and Pachinki as well.
I'm interested in seeing if this whole shenanigan we have going on down by farm, because we have got Furious Gaming, we got Space Monkeys and Milta, we got Mechanica, and we have Jabish, all kind of sharing everything in between Pachinki and Shelter. And yes, technically, there's loot enough for everyone, but I'm thinking cars. I'm thinking, when can you rotate, right? Because if you see a circle where you go, oh, normally we can rotate really early here, you kind of can't really do anything before you know either A, if your opponents have left already, or B, where they are at any given point, because you don't want to be driving past the compound where you end up getting shot at all the time. And there's just so many players in this very, very technically small area.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you've got Danny and Nora and Luke in the same exact compound. So
that's what I'm saying.
I mean, there is 3 compounds around as well, but you don't want to get too close to the other players. You know, you've got a whole different team looting this snake compound and just further south of that. So yeah, I mean, it's just so condensed, and obviously the vehicle spawns are limited too.
That's what, yeah, exactly.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like there's room to spread out. Obviously, I think these teams obviously got their own rotation pass and what they're used to from the spots. So it's gonna be hard to change things up. And obviously, with only 36 games, I say only, it's a fair few games, but it's not as many as we've seen in other regions. So it's yeah, kind of change things up
too much.
Exactly, yeah.
And you can see now that Jambi's left, that means that Mechanica can leave. But if you're Furious Gaming and you ever think, well, you know what, I actually kind of like to be early on those Western circles, there's no way in hell that's ever gonna happen.
Definitely not.
Not from that spot, at least. Not gonna be easy at all. So I would actually, I would go out on Olympia and say, the only reason this works is obviously because they've been doing this before. There's no way this would have worked out as well as it has over the last 2 games without them having either done it some scrims or done it in previous tournaments that we might not have had the pleasure of casting. This split has been done with Mechanica, Furious Gaming, and Japish before. I'm pretty confident in that. But at the same time, we have so many spots on the map that are going unlooted.
Exactly, yeah. So maybe they'll change things up, but I highly doubt it considering the time short. Yeah, the time span, exactly. Yeah. But rotations are coming in, though. Obviously, Mechanica has... Well, they're slowly leaving, slowly but surely. It looks like Furious Gaming is going to make their way down the coast, just on the south side of their loot spot.
There was a period where, if you're a Milta team, or even Milta Power, on these sort of circles, where people would easily always rotate over the military island and then kind of go up behind where we see Noork right now. And then I don't know what happened, but we reached a point at which everyone was like, "Oh, if you do that, you're so dumb," and blah blah blah. And teams, and then we hit a half year where no one ever even considered whether it was west to east or east to west. Like no one would ever go down over the military island. But now we're kind of, at least in the Western scene, with some NPL teams, some even Chinese teams and PEL teams do it too, started to do these rotations over military island again. And I don't know what's changed since they started doing it again, but I kind of like to see it. It adds another layer of creativity that you can potentially camp the bridge without there being a military circle.
Yeah. I mean, you can sort of camp it the opposite way in a sense, exactly. Which but you have to kind of read it. You have to know. You have to. Yeah. If you just spot a vehicle on the military base side as you're doing whatever you're doing, you're like, oh, there's guys over there. Let's go camp them.
Yippee! Yoink. 3 points. Exactly. Well, Furious, they're gonna get going. Space Monkeys are right behind them, and I'm just waiting for this to go wrong. I mean, as I said earlier, there are so many teams in this area. It's bound to. They're bound to collide at some point.
Yeah, I mean, a barrel at that range with an angled grip is a no.
What do you
That's
mean?
for sure. Well, I mean, a few times come in. Hayno definitely feeling the pressure. Looked like he was having some issues with the stability there.
Yeah, seems like Singularity and Furious Furia has managed to find each other. That's a little further up on the northern side, up by Georgia Ball. Singularity trying to rotate through with Furia. They were sitting there waiting for them, and Raji, well, down to low HP, but seems like he's going to be able to get picked up. Pomme, though, on the other hand, he is miles out in the open. I don't think there's going to be anybody saving him in the near future. They do get Raji down, though. Panda through the smoke. Raji wasn't able to get the first aid off, and he's down once more.
Unlucky for Roger. I mean, I think they're going to get the res again, but some more damage coming in. I feel like he knows. I mean, maybe, like, looks like Locust coming for the...
Oh, no! Oh, no, he gets shot! That's so unfortunate.
Oh, the angle he had there.
Underneath the car as well. Wait, that was a headshot. It can't have been underneath the car.
I think he had like a little angle through the little gap.
Oh my lord, there is a hole. There's actually a micro gap. And now Quick goes down too. Oh,
disaster
man.
For Singularity here. Furia, I mean, they've got themselves back up, and they're fighting back with a lot of fury. That's for sure.
I wonder if Yaquin actually had that angle the whole time. He just didn't want to shoot him.
I think he was
to
moving
bait him out
around.
there.
Yeah, actually, you'd be right. Yeah,
and force him out into the open like that, right?
Yeah.
And then finish him then.
Or it could have been that he was trying to bait out the other player to come res, and then he gets that knock, and there's 2 knocks just out there.
What are we watching right now? Oh, it's people driving in fields and getting knocked and killing each other. That's what's happening. I was like, what is going on down here for these guys?
Oh, no.
Seems like our other fur team, for a cow, they are indeed, dead. They tried to make the rotation through the field, and it's just, I mean, it's such a damn dangerous place to go through. There's just piranhas everywhere. They're sitting there waiting, and they'll take you out. Both Black Dragons and Furious Gaming, the winners of Game 1 and winners of Game 2, sitting there waiting for you.
There's piranhas outside the water. The water is the field.
Oh, this is land piranhas. They have those in Latin America. We're weird. Land piranha. That's gonna be my PUBG team name. The land piranhas.
Land piranhas. That's
land piranhas.
Yeah, I like that. Solid name.
Yeah. Harold, he's going to make his rotation up and over. Jabbage hasn't really come off to the best start. They did manage to get a good chunk of kills in the first game, I believe, on Sanhok, but hasn't really been the biggest numbers performance for them so far. Laranja, they've seen Space Monkeys up on the hillside, but they can't really push on it.
No, they've got a knock onto Transoko there. I think that's what his name is. But yeah, a knock comes out. They can't get the res. Like this just the cover from Letty that means that they just cannot go down.
Yeah.
Actually, is that a molly? Yeah.
Wait, what?
Sorry.
Can we get a camera on what's happening on that hill? Hayno just mauled himself and his opponent, but now on the other side here, we got Redemption pushing over. Double nade coming in from the coffee break team, and they're not on a break at all. Osni is trying to stay alive. Nicoletti is pushing underneath, and this is working out for them really well.
Yeah, lots of knocks coming through. Nicoletti cleaning up. Cubalita goes down. So they're gonna hold this spot for sure. So now, like, definitely getting flushed out there. There's no way he can get the res.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen. Yaquin once again shooting at vehicles, trying to line themselves up in positions from where they can they can try and do some of these unpenalized engagements.
The circle has shifted though. It does go north. So Furia, I mean, obviously the rotations have come in. Furia has got center position pretty much just below the Everest mountain.
Yeah.
And look at the Black Dragons.
Didn't we say that to go to the mountains again?
Yeah, we did, didn't we?
It actually is.
Did we jinx this? This is our fault, isn't it? I'm sorry.
Actually is going to Everest. Could you imagine the game actually ending there and someone clipping and saying, "They knew all
this is
along.
rigged. I can't believe it."
Remake. That's insane. It actually is going all the way over here. Rachi. Well, I mean, he's seen Andy out there in the field, but he can't really get the angle.
No. Some more shots coming out. Red Cannon's feeling the pressure. It's a bit of an interesting spot. Raspberry's actually good cover fight. Ooh, big shots from RDNX there.
There's just way too many.
Yeah, that's get stolen
in that direction. And Osni from above goes yoink.
Might go now.
That's a weird sound that English people, speaking people make, by the way. Latin American community. I'm sorry for introducing you to yoink if you didn't know about it already. It sounds like a pig, like oink.
Oink oink, but with a yoink.
It's just a yoink with a oink with a Y. And it means that what is the definition of the word yoink?
It's essentially just taking something rather quickly.
Yoink.
Yoink. Yoink. You know, when you, I'm like, chat can't see this, but I'm doing the action of yoinking something, you know? Like,
when you're really fast, if you're a pickpocket, you yoink
your pen.
You yoink things. Yeah, exactly. Whenever you steal a circle, you steal a crate, you steal a loot, steal a kill, you're yoinking it.
Yoink.
You don't ever have to I don't think the word yoink fits in too well with like the lingo of Spanish languages or Portuguese for that sake. But yeah,
maybe they have their own word for it.
They probably do.
Chat, tell us.
Chat,
what is your own word for yoink?
The Latin American yoink. We want to know what's the equivalent. A lot of space in the south in this circle, and well, it's still there. This circle. I mean, honestly, this is a three-way split circle in a three-way split road. You have a mountain on one side. You have a huge open field with Gatka in it on the southern side, and on the west you have that antenna-ish field with there are. Hay bales around. For those of you guys who don't know, they're playing on the old patch, so you cannot destroy those hay bales, by the way. I'm so much looking forward to whenever we get to the patch where you can do that, to see if teams that land those places early just dedicate one guy to ruining all possible plays in the field. Could you imagine that being a strategy?
But that could screw yourself over as well. You know, if you want that cover, you're like, we just got rid of it. Whoopsie.
But either you do it or you don't. And if you don't, then... then you're just
I guess
not cool.
I guess although I mean teams might think that there's cover in the field. Go to the field. We'll just ignore this that's happening on screen here. What is that?
That's
was
that?
That
also
was
the fact that Kill
nuts.
Demo jumped out could easily, guys. If you're in a situation where your vehicle is rolling down a hill, just don't go up before it stops.
Don't jump out.
One thing is you feel like you might have like done the math and the rotation time and you have the rhythm in. Just don't do it. It is PUBG. It is a video game. There are many ways at which you can get knocked in those situations. And if that vehicle hits you again after you get knocked, you're also gonna get killed. So don't do it. Just stay in the car, sit through it. Unless if you're like rolling really fast on a like one of those Mirado situations where it's like either you explode or you jump out, then of course jump and hope for the best. But in that situation, just don't do it.
Yeah.
Word of advice.
Definitely not. But if you can see actually TheNameIsToby and his teammate pushing directly up towards Black Dragons.
They're only two though.
I mean, but it's a 2v2 essentially because Black Dragons have split off 500 meters further south at the Yellow House. So this could be a surprise package. But look at them. They're so sneaky. And this is the duo from Wingman as well. Lawrence, Sid, and TheNameIsToby.
Yeah. Or maybe it's more of the Pink Panther theme.
Yeah.
We're only into game 3. This is amazing, HayZ. I can feel it already. It's gonna be nothing but joy all the way through. Berg and Toddy, they are. I mean, they're chilling for now, and obviously not really aware of the fact that they have Pink Panthers sneaking up towards them. What I did see, though, and I'm seeing it here as well, is this is very similar to the previous circle we had. Because there's so little to play in the east, and you have those fields on the western side and the compounds too, look at the split of teams. If you draw a line down the middle, like the black line is kind of there for us, we only have 4 teams in the east. My lord, that's a barrel spray.
Yeah, that's oof. I mean,
Leo was the one that whiffed it last game, right?
Yeah, but he has upgraded to a vertical grip, so that's fine.
That is true. That is not great. That is not great.
But yeah.
Oh, there was 2 people there. Just immediately runs off. Nope.
But yeah, Vinny down.
They have Noran down then. He's going to leave.
Wait.
I like the play. He was caught. He was. That is actually, I mean, that makes that knock even that much more crucial. Because him being knocked forces them to look down for a second. And TheNameIsToby now up on the mountain. To speak of the fight we had just before. Going to find himself a knock there. Nora gets down. And Noah gets down as well. So that's one more knock for Furious. Circle that shift off the mountain. And now TheNameIsToby up here. The teams are coming up. They need to get them down or they need to get out of here because cavalry is arriving.
Yeah, 100%. There's only 2. Well, I mean, it's going to be a 2v3 now. TheNameIsToby. I mean, actually, two of their teammates didn't actually connect.
What?
It seems.
Did he just get tagged twice by those guys in Gatka?
I think he did. Solid shots.
That's BM. That is. Why do you even need to fear, guys? We were perfectly fine without you involving yourself in our engagement.
But yeah, the fact that TGM only have 2 players in the game, it's just PUBG things, happen sometimes. But
or it could be that if they got killed and then they disconnected, then it seems like they were never there. Like back in the day, it used to be that the disconnected logo thing.
True.
But now it just removes them from the equation.
Maybe.
Black Dragons, they didn't want to sit around in that mountain anymore. There was too many people up there, and they will concede the King of the Hill throne to Lawrence, Sid, and TheNameIsToby, but for multiple reasons. One of them being, well, it's most likely going to get shifted out from anyway.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, the majority of it isn't in the circle anymore.
Did they scout and see that the Yes, they did. They saw that the NRG left over on the northern side, and they used that to rotate through. Again, Black Dragon's playing really smart.
Yeah, that's a super. I mean, 150 IQ play essentially. Not quite 200, but 150.
It was decent enough that they only got one guy killed. Make that two.
Yeah.
All of a sudden they're starting to get killed by Furious, and that's of course unfortunate. Seiko is there to help a little, but now let's see. Yeah, Gaming over towards the sneaky snake. Ivan, what can you do from the bushes from which end you lie?
2 players alive. Pamp's still up. He's a bit further just southeast of Vivan. I think they know, but they don't know at the same time. Looks like they're trying to clear it as a squad. This is pretty good. The trade can happen. Ivan, surely okay. Yeah, spotted out. Gets one. Only one. Pamps with no help. Although, I mean, a grenade could help. That could definitely help.
We're still in the patch where the nades don't bounce that far.
Oh, of course, yeah, that's right, yeah.
He's throwing everything.
Yeah, I mean, all the nades coming out, but not really any damage. As I say that, Pamps gets a knock onto Fabru, so...
These guys, remember, they cannot get rest in the blue, so they need to get Bozo up, like, right now if they want to have any chance of making a play, and, well... Guys up on the eastern side here, they want to help contain. They're going to, I think, value position over trying to do anything stupid. I think that's exactly what they're doing. Don't over-aggress just because you can see a guy. If you're in the open and he starts shooting back at you, you're screwed. So Ragnar doesn't want to over-aggress, stays by his Hay Bell. He's going to try and play smart from there.
Meanwhile, Space Monkeys, the team that mollied themselves just earlier, go out
I'm
in
still
13th place. I have no idea what happened.
I hope that we caught that so we can see it in the replay later, because all we saw was one guy molotoving himself, followed by his teammate. And it could not have been because he got knocked.
No.
I think it might have been I'm going to throw a smoke, guys. Boom. And then when you have the nades, you can kind of run away because there's a cook time. But whenever you throw the Molotov, damage is already done. What we see here now is more damage being done. That's Ragnar trying to hold off Gaming. And, well, I mean, fortunately for them, the two remaining players of Coffee Break, they don't really seem like they want to interfere in this, because that could be really annoying. But Rebo and Silzen are still forced to look out east, while you have Ragnar and Harold trying to hold off on the western side.
Yeah, exactly. The fight hasn't really started. It's happening. There's nades coming out, but Coffee Break don't really want a third-party fight that hasn't quite started just yet.
Also like the Viking names, by the way. Japish, great names. Harold and Ragnar.
Yeah.
2 old Norse kings.
Oh.
Herald Bluetooth. That's why you got the Bluetooth, you know, and the logo is Bluetooth as Herald Bluetooth's initials in runestones. That's the Bluetooth logo.
Today I learned. Yeah, today I learned. That's awesome.
Herald Bluetooth, a Norwegian company that make Bluetooth or something. Or Danish, I don't know. In any case, Canets, they're all by themselves, trying to stay put. Seiko is trying to hold off people, but he does have a neighbor that I don't think he wants to have around. It's not like when you get rats in your house, right? You kind of just want to get them out of there.
You just call him a rat?
Well, I mean, to Seiko he was.
I mean, now he's a dead rat.
And what better to deal with rats than with highly explosive grenades? I mean, that's perfect, right?
Yeah. Go.
God, we needed to get a new kitchen anyway.
Yeah. Might as well clear out the rats and the kitchen at the same time.
Exactly.
But Raspu just spotting out these gaming players, nothing more they can do. I mean, there's a whole load of smokes out.
They just need to hold. I mean, they know for a fact that Furious is just on the other side, and you can see all the smokes coming in now. I think Raspu, if possible, needs to turn his attention to not what's going on in that field, but exactly look over to help his teammate. Very smart commitment to looking the other way. We do get a knock-in from Seiko. There's only one more left. If Danny goes down, that's 3 kills given to Red Cannons.
Spots out the knock, flushes out Chiquitin. Some nades popping out as well. Psycho trying to pre-fire the smoke. He knows he's in there, I think.
Get to your teammate. Nice little jump over the... it's those small plays that kind of save you, because vaulting, that whole animation, oftentimes is just more of a killer than it's a helper. I mean, yes, vaulting is amazing and a good feature in the game, but having to do it mid-fight, it leaves you exposed for that 1-2 seconds, where if the guy comes over and peeks you, you can't even shoot. I mean, you're just dead.
Yeah, exactly. The circle's going to come in. We'll see where it goes. Fiora have been in that compound for quite a while this game. So we'll see where it goes. I mean, I imagine they'll be in the circle somewhat. And
so we did get an Everest circle.
Technically, I mean, it's close.
This is as much Everest as we could expect off of saying we want an Everest game.
Yeah. So, I mean...
I'm just baffled by the fact that we actually got it. And we didn't even think about it either.
No.
That was three mountain endings in a row.
Impressive stuff.
That is very impressive. The
That's
game is
why
trying
we're
to tell us
analysts.
something.
We just know these things, you know.
Ain't no mountain high enough. These guys are gonna climb them, that's for sure. Not referencing any songs, by the way.
Oh.
Oh, it's just completely coincidence that I made up that on. Yeah.
All right, I wasn't going to sing it, but yeah.
I haven't been into any valleys, which are low enough either yet. So one day maybe. And you can't say that without thinking of the song because it's so damn good. But another thing that's good is Raji. He was taken out early of the equation last game. This time around, though, he has something to say. And Danny's last player alive in his team. And even though Furious, they might go down here, not really being able to get anywhere, but still 6 kills. It's a good place. A good chunk of points for them to take off in a game where, again, things didn't really go their way.
Yeah, exactly. You got Danny with the 3x barrel there trying to take some spray. Ooh, here went through the smoke. Excuse me? What is happening? Actually, Danny gets a knock onto Pablo.
Is he in the car?
I'm not sure.
There's no way he's sitting in the car and healing. I mean, that would be literally suicidal. No, he's running behind it. Now he's running. Fabro, I don't know exactly where you can go from here, and you're not inside the circle either, but good luck with your journeys. You're going to need it. Same thing for Osni. I mean, everyone right now is just trying to avoid the furrier onslaught that's happening right now.
Yeah, just so much vision in these fields. All over towards the west. You got Osni just sat behind this haystack.
Teknosh just eliminated 2 teams on his own.
Are you kidding? Really?
He killed the last player on Singularity, followed by the last players on Noorg, and now they have the entire mountainside to themselves.
Yeah. I did see 2 other teams apart from Z-Flux trying to hit shots. It's just like frustrated.
Instead of flipping your table mid-tournament, you can spasm your mouse a little and get out your frustrations.
Exactly.
Some people have punching bags next to their table. Some people some people they just have crazy arm movements to get out their frustrations.
Ragnar pretty close to Osni. Is this like a load of solos? Okay, no. So Cream actually has teammates just further off to his
off in the next dip.
Yeah, but I thought this was a lot of solos.
Just like you don't want to put all your eggs in one basket, you don't want to put all your players in one dip because one nade and then their egg basket is destroyed.
Exactly. But yeah, top 6 now. Yeah, Gaming went out in just 7th place a second ago. Nabal knows that there's more players around towards the west.
It could be one of those I'm looking, but I'm not really looking. Like when you're kind of peeking a corner or edge in a house where you... Like every time you peek a toilet, you don't expect there to be someone. So you don't... Like you peek it physically, but you don't actually pay attention, right? Yeah. This could be one of those as well where... Oh, I think I have to look up behind to see if there's anyone there, but they wasn't really paying attention. And then it comes to cost because Runner just got taken down by Ragnar. So the 2 Japish players, they're still making them pay in Teknosh. Now 5 kills. There's a reason this guy was such a big deal back in the day and still is. One of the very, very top, at least on the whole streaming and social media aspect of PUBG. From the very start, he was a name on everyone's minds. And there's a reason he's still there.
100%. He's been to many international tournaments as well. We've seen him quite a few times. I think he was at... PGL as well, possibly. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Yes. So
one of them.
Yeah, at least one of them. So yeah, he's been around. He's been around the block a bit, and he's still showing he's worth something. That's for sure.
The fact that he's able to get 5 kills as a duo in all of this. Oh, Logan, that's X in a basket.
Yeah, I mean, if you see on the map there, they're essentially just like all in one area. Yeah,
there were 2 smokes. They
died hand in hand. It looks like. That's. I mean, you know,
if you have to go down, you might as well go down as bros. You know.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how it goes sometimes. Furia now having left the compound, I like the fact that they didn't commit to it for longer because that could have been a situation where whoever wins the northern side gets to just contain them, no matter if they're outnumbered or not. It can become very difficult to leave. But Furia now on the hills, they have a fight ahead of them. 7 kills already, 4 alive. This looks grim. Oh my lord.
Wow. That's instant annihilation.
Good night.
In fact, actually, looks like AlienX actually stole it as well. So, yeah. And just complete annihilation. They just come out, they kill 2 teams, and now they have the whole side to themselves.
They just got 4 kills within 5 seconds. I mean, everyone dead. Good, that's a mountain. And that's how you clear it, guys. And now they continue to take the fight over to the other side of the road. Cream Runner is going to try and do something with... Oh, my lord.
Oh,
no. That could be so unfortunate.
Is that a branch?
I guess it is. Wow. Now it is.
Oh, that's a good nade, though. Well, I mean, there's already Nable's down. Logan's been knocked by the flushed by the blue. Sorry.
He's crawling over the smoke. I have a smoke. Safe res. Oh, he's not even going to use it.
He's definitely safe. 100%. Oh wow!
With all the explosions going off in the background.
Yeah.
Safe res, guys. No worries.
But actually, it looks like net the Pronatagem.
I'm not even gonna say anything. You got all the help you needed from the Twitch chat earlier. I'm gonna.
You help too, right? It's not just me. Yeah. But
I'm gonna call them net.
Net. Yeah, just call them net. That makes it easier. So the net. I mean, they've got 4 alive. They've been in this. What would you call that compound? There's a name for that one.
Is there though?
I feel like, I mean, it's either liquid compound. I mean, a lot of compounds.
No, I don't know. I've never, liquid. What?
Some people call it liquid compound. Some people
this
do.
one?
Yes.
Huh. We're talking about the compound east of where net is, the one right on the northern side of Gatka. I just call it the compound north of Gatka. That makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, it is. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, they've been in there for I think most of the game.
Yeah,
it seems. So
it's one of those situations where everyone had to come to these guys and they just weren't able to push through.
Yeah.
They've been playing extremely well, and you can see already now the kill tracker here. 11 kills for Furia, but because ProTagam has been on the boring side of the circle, like literally, we talked about it with Black Dragons down there too. There was only 2 players on that side of the circle early. They've just had nothing to shoot at. Now, fortunately, they do. Plenty of meds, plenty of utility. And that could honestly be the difference, Rig, on whether they're in it or not.
Yeah, exactly. They've obviously got all the utility nades. I mean, I say that, but Necro has no nades, but still, neither does Relance. All right, never mind. I'm just gonna shut up. But they've got a lot of smokes and helmets, and their vests are all intact. Lots of ammo. So
I think in this area of the map, the smokes are gonna come in equally handy to what nades would have. RDNX gets down Ray, and well, now it's a 4v3 with Prone in the numbers. Oh, it's 4v2 make that actually.
Yeah.
Look at the position they're setting up now. They know they have the dot. These guys on the dip. Throw some Molotov. Limit their I guess escape paths. And you can get yourself a good win off of it. As I say that though, that nade is gonna be right on his feet. Relance. That's where you don't get knocked. You just get instantly torn to pieces.
yeah, I mean, there's no chance he's got any sort of chance of rebuttal there at all. Necro popping off some shots of Flux there, tags him down a slight bit, but that was a solid sort of 1-2 wham bam. I'm not going to say it, but yeah.
I was going to say, hello, Mr. Sims. I didn't know you were here today.
I just love it so much. It's great. But yeah, just a 1-2 and he's down.
Oh, it's very impressive. And also good communication to both understand that that was exactly where he was, but they aren't able to stop them before the knock and the rest comes up. Flux is down. This should be the call sign. RDNX 1v4. What can you do? Gets down 1. Still not out of the equation just yet, but this ain't going to be easy at all. Gets the flush, 2 more points secured, but that is going to be the game. And despite a, we can say, somewhat quiet game for ProTagam, they played the compound, they played the circle rather than try to go aggressive on points that they might need, but don't want to risk it for. They get themselves a win, 4 kills, 14 points. Can't complain about that.
Yeah, I mean, as they had the compound for quite a while, so fair play. You know, sometimes circle comes, right? It happens, and yeah, they just got the circle. Well, I wouldn't say they got the circle the whole time. I feel like
they rotated to that position.
Yeah, exactly.
They played it smart all the way through. It was just, as we said, there were so many teams caught out on the western side that has to push their way towards the mountain, and they were kind of already there. Like, they were the last stop on the train ride, and for all the teams having to take the entire journey from water on the west coast all the way through those fields over to the mountain, whenever they got there was just like the sorry rests left. Like, you get the leftovers. Yeah, there's just like one team of 2 trying to cross, and then no, that's it. That was all that was left.
Just the solos and the duos that, like trying to crawl through the grass.
All the complete PTSD. Like, we don't want to do this anymore. And then here they come, right out of some military school, and they just wreck them all. That's unfortunate. Yeah, but good win for them nonetheless. Furia though are going to be our winners in total points gathered on the game, and what a hell of a game they had. Normally you can't really rack up that many points from that compound just because it's very easy to contain. They can look for that window. Like, there's only essentially 12 windows. Oh, make that 2 quick math. 10 windows. 2 downstairs, 3 upstairs that you can look through. And if you have just 1 or 2 players, you can kind of hold each your building, like out in the field, wherever you are. It's just because the circle kept going to them. It kept forcing those people that were in the field over towards the compound. And then you just have to fight all the teams next to you. And that's where they can go, well, you ain't looking at us anymore. We can take you guys out instead.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think it's like on the top. There's like 6 windows per for both the buildings, right? On the top floor, and I think that's. I mean, I'm pretty sure from that building, you can only really see so much from the bottom floor. So yeah, being on top floor was obviously the idea there, but.
Good game, though. Nonetheless, 14 kills and a second place. Going to rack them up 20 points in the game. And with that, guys, we're going to throw it to a break. We have Erangel out. We have Sanhok out for the day. 3 games of Miramar coming away in just a few. Stick around. HayZ and I will be right back. Mountain, and well, now maybe it probably can't really be anything but mountains when we're going over in Miramar. We can go to the islands, which are mountains, I guess, on water. Totally. In any case, we've been up in the highs, of course. King of the Hill, I guess, back in the day was what led us to battle royales in total. The whole being the one standing remaining when everyone else falls apart, and well, that's what we've seen so far.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, obviously, it was kind of a bounce. It was below the mountain finish. It's below it. It was the foot of the hill.
You just come tearing it down.
Well, I mean, close enough, right? We can be happy with that one, right? It was close enough.
And also 3 different winners.
True.
That I think is the biggest thing to take away. Because last phase, I'm going to do like this, professional. Last phase, we had Singularity, in my opinion, stood out alongside BitLoft. I think those two were 2 of the teams that really, I mean, I don't want to say dominated, because they also had games that didn't go their way, and there were other teams that had good moments too, but they were just like, whenever you were done with the day, you could always come back and say, well, they did it again. Either they had a win each, or they had games with, just like we've seen now with both Black Dragons and Furia, they could just do it on a more continuous level. These guys might be able to do it too now. I don't know. We can't tell before we've seen more matches. But it was just a situation where they stomped everything. And now, as I said, we get to see some other faces go up there and rack up all the points. And I'm really loving it.
Yeah. I mean, I just love what we've seen from Black Dragon so far. The splits that they've done as well. I don't think we really mentioned that in that last game, but the split that they did from Everest towards the southern yellow houses as well, just to get more angles on. I think it was more to possibly get more angles onto the
net.
Onto that compound.
Yeah, ProNet.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I think that was the idea, but obviously then they got pushed by TheNameIsToby's team. That kind of caused some issues.
I think both that, but also just, I mean, you kind of play that as a river, right? Where you want to have, if you're on the mountain, and we're going to see so much of that. I'm going to drop this. I hate when people sit with pens. You see with a pen, like, oh no. No, but we're going to see a lot of that coming over to Miramar, is what I was going to say. Because obviously there's a billion mountains on Miramar. And this is where we couldn't really see it in duos, because you only have so many players on your team to move around. But in squads, it is the high ground, the mountain, whatever you would call it, gives you the vision. That's where you can see, you can scout further forward, because you're in all these alleys and valleys. I mean, where you can't really get a lot of vision unless if you get up in the higher plateaus. Whereas the compounds, they'll grant you the safety, the hard cover, the closed door to deny entrance for opponents, right? And in squads, you can do both at sometimes in some areas of the map too. And I think that's kind of what they did there too. You want to have the high ground, the vision, but at the same time, if we're forced to leave, we can always run down to the compound.
That's true, yeah. I suppose having an anchor point to where you have this hard cover you can kind of rely on in a sense. But it also... You also make up the point of having that information on the mountain. Yeah. But some teams also like to play with 4 in a compound just below a mountain, and then if any fights start to happen on the mountain, they push up in their third party and they come back over. I've seen it happen a lot in different regions. And it's a solid strategy. It works. Just sometimes you can get caught out where there's no third parties, nothing happens, and then you're stuck with no information in a compound.
Yeah, that's where it gets not necessarily scary, but it's just you having locked yourself down for so long that info that could have been obtained have gone unnoticed, and then you kind of playing it blind. You might even be in the middle of the circle where you have X amount of teams around you, and you know that, but you just don't know where they are. You don't know who is where.
Yeah.
Like you having sometimes, and it sounds super weird, but sometimes getting knocked by a team from the neighbor compound can actually sometimes, like if you get the res up and all that, be good for you, because then you know, oh, it was that team that was over there, and that then when you look at the kill feed later and you see, oh, they're starting to take casualties. Good, now we know it's over there. We can go. So it sounds weird, but sometimes getting knocked can be good for you.
It is information. it's information in itself. It's a bad thing clearly, because you have to use your meds and stuff, but it's kind of a sacrifice. In a sense, right? But obviously, I mean, I wouldn't
do it on purpose.
I wouldn't recommend just picking your head up and like, woo!
It's like the guy from Enemy at the gates.
Yeah.
You saved my life. I'm gonna use mine so you can see where the sniper guy is, and then he gets killed.
like bait essentially.
Yeah.
Just bait yourself to a Con98. All right, now I know that's Fury over there.
As long as you drop your helmet first.
True. Actually true.
I've seen that done before. That was really smart. Where there were 3 guys left. I think 3 versus 3, and they were so far away from each other to really push or do anything. It was just like way back before the current metas or anything. But there was a situation where one had a level 1 helmet and one had a level 2 helmet, and the guy with the level 2 helmet was like, I have to peek this guy. But he has a Con 98, so if he headshots me, well, he headshots me, so I'm gonna die anyway. So he peeks him, gets knocked without a helmet. Then he gets rest, takes on the fresh level 2 helmet, and they push them and win the game. Yeah. And he even got headshot there too, so had he kept on the helmet, he would have gotten killed by that second headshot, right? But because he took it off and got knocked there first, he actually had a fresh helmet to take the up-close fight afterwards. But only because he knew that they had 2 bolt actions on the other side, peeking them. So it would have mattered if that helmet was on or not, because he was going to die anyway. I just think it was a fun moment where not wearing a helmet actually gave you the win. Yeah, exactly. It's one of those kind of reverse moments, but it goes to show how much depth there is to just a video game that most, I mean, I'm going to go out on a limb and say a fair chunk, maybe none of you guys watching this, but a fair chunk of PUBG players are just the ones jump out of the plane, woohoo, see what happens, and then if you die, you just play the next one. Yeah. But what I love about PUBG is you can, if you want to, you can put so much thought into it. Yeah, there's just so much depth that goes down to it. Anyway, scoreboard. Scoreboard from last game, 19 points. It was only 13, not 14 kills apparently for Furia. But still, I don't think they're going to see themselves dissatisfied with that whatsoever. Singularity still not really able to get going. Circles, I feel, haven't really been on their side either. So, I mean, this is kind of ironic considering the fact that they last 2 games have been in the middle of everything. I mean, they looted in Russia, right? So you'd argue they were in the middle of the map. They should have access to all. But we have seen some of those hardships. This time it was out west. Last time it was out east. And they just kind of got caught in the puddle of teams that were trying to maneuver around. Yes, it's been pretty rough for them. Obviously, the overall leaderboard, though, just after game 3, Black Dragons Esports still up top there. But the 3 winners. Yeah. Wait, that's not true, because Fury hasn't won a game yet. No, they haven't, but they've been very consistent, it seems. I mean, a lot of kills, to be fair, with their only 6 placement points over 3 games, so 19 kills in 3 games. Not only that, but spread across 2 different maps too. And now, of course, we're going over to Miramar, and then all kinds of things can change, because we do have, even though we say that teams should be equally good, and I'm not, by the way, when I talk about should be good on all maps, I'm not even considering Sanhok to be an option. But teams should be equally good on Erangel and Miramar, and but we know that's never the case. I mean, as much as we say they should, it's never true. You always have that map that you just tend to play better than the other. It could be from multiple different regions or reasons. But now let's see. First Miramar game of the tournament. Anybody jumping on top of each other? Hey, so let's have a look out. I mean, Puerto Prieto has been taken over by Space Monkeys. So they've jumped up extremely early, just straight away. So they get the first pick of the loot. They'll be the first ones on the ground. They already landed. Yeah, exactly. So the play hasn't even finished yet, and they're already landing looting. So that's an advantage in the first place. I think Mr. Duh is a little late. Maybe he had to go to the bathroom and he didn't come back in time. I'm back, guys. Yeah. Quick jump, bloop, bloop, bloop. Imagine him randomly. Oh my God, Rasper, that's unfortunate. Imagine him being up there and randomly landing in the oasis and drowning. That'd be like the most unfortunate start to a Miramar game in the
like
world.
no there's no water up there, and he lands in the only bit of water.
Exactly.
Somehow drowns.
It's like falling down a well.
In a puddle.
Yeah, exactly, in a puddle. Like, oh, that's unfortunate. But yeah, as we said, the Space Monkeys are South Circle, though it's a northern one. And, well, in all fairness, we've seen this circle approximately 9 billion times before, and we'll go more into detail with the terrain and all in just a moment. But what I want to go first is there is no one up in that area yet. And teams will know that. They will know that there is a hell of a lot available in that area too. So it's going to be a first come, first serve kind of basis for all these teams making it through.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I think I did see one or two teams with without their teammates. I think I saw Technosh's team. Obviously, Technosh's teammate was the one that was in the swamp up north, or the oasis up north. And then I think I didn't see another teammate. So it was only again Technosh and Lawrencid down towards Power Grid. Yeah. So looks like WS. Dawes.
He's moving.
He's alive. He is moving. So they do have 3 players on their team.
That's good. Rather 3 than 2.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, they've been managed. I mean, everything considered, they've been doing pretty well for their handicap in terms of amount of players in their team. But of course, you'd rather have your entire team alive than having to go through your battles hurt from the very start of it.
Yeah, exactly. The Redemption guys over here just looting up around. I think that's just east of
on the southern side of Oasis.
Yeah, it's. I was going to say just east of water treatment.
Hope
Jesus
sent his thoughts and prayers.
Thank you very much, Hope Jesus.
Always there. I'm looking at this circle and I'm thinking Junkyard, LSH. I mean, obviously, had the plane been up and around that area, more teams would have gone to it. But now Repo, let's just keep a little lookout on him. Him and Ragnar, I think they know that there are more opponents around than what they initially wanted when they started shooting, and you can see he's already taking damage too. So it's a situation where they're outside the circle. Do they really need to engage on this? Seems like Ribo, he wants to, but I don't know if it's the smarter thing to do here. Yeah,
no, he's pushing pretty aggressively. He's kind of putting himself in a sandwich between just all the players of Fury Gaming. Furious Gaming. Lots of Furies. Furious Gaming. He's just kind of trapping himself, it seems like, in this little hole. So, yeah. It's going to be interesting to see how he gets out of that one. Lost the owners. Actually, it looks like... is Furious Gaming trying to encircle him? I don't know. It looks like it.
Or they might be just trying to run down and get some vehicles. Because I don't think they have that many. They only have that one that Danny and Norin drove down with, and now Chikwatin still inside the compound. Obviously, knowing their opponents around Reaper. Okay, Reaper's running back. Thank you. Don't again outside the circle. You don't have the info you need to take these sort of open field fights at this point. Just play it smart, play it safe. I mean, you might as well just stay alive for later and get the kills done then.
Yeah, exactly. There's no point in trying to hit the fight when you've got to loot as well.
Exactly. Got to loot. Had the circle been like bang center on Los Leones, it would have been a different story. But they don't have any info to go off, and there's just no reason to aggress.
100%. Logan taking some shots at the passing Mechanica players. Oh, that's a passing player. That's a dead player. Rafa, instantly. That was really fast.
I think they might have shot at him before we jumped over to that character.
Yeah, just seemed really fast on my end. But
it was like the golden gun bullet that one-shots vehicles.
Especially
before bazookas in PUBG.
Yeah.
Could you imagine?
Coming soon to a game near you.
RPG. In a crate. Oh, my lord. Just the thought of it. RPGs in crates.
Oof. I mean, that'd be
one-shotting vehicles.
Smiley.
Smiley faces. I get 6 stars.
6 smiley.
I get six stars and a donut. Donut.
What is that? Is it like a
breadstick? Cheese stick. I don't know. Pomme found a crate. He's happy with that. Pam's found an opponent. That's even better because that's going to be a free point right off the bat. And some of these rotation kills are coming in as we see, and that is, of course, due to the fact that we didn't really have a whole lot of teams up in that area of the map to begin with. And now they're starting to traverse, and some of these teams that were in positions to make their movement further up towards the circle, well, they've decided to stick around.
Yeah, and that's as 2 coffee break players dead to vehicle explosions. Now you've only got Nicoletti in his vehicle rotating. I think he's the only one alive for that team, in fact.
May well be.
It looks like it. So Nicoletti, solo YOLO Dolo, and he's got Space Monkeys right in front of him on the road.
Do you think he neglects... Okay, now I'm not even going to finish
I was like, I
wasn't
you trying that, and I was like, oh, no, don't do it.
I see where you're going, but you're going to drown. I'm not going to say anymore. RDS, he is, well, this is a sight for sore eyes, or whatever you say. M16s. We just don't see them that often.
No, I mean, it's underrated, I feel like. The recoil on that gun's pretty. It's nice. It's easy to reset the recoil. I feel like when you tap it, it resets quite fast, but the damage just isn't really there.
Yeah, that's right. The issue. I mean, it's like the until you find a DMR weapon.
Yeah, exactly.
Alongside, I want to say alongside mutant, but I don't think you even pick up the mutant. So then you'd rather just have an AR or nothing else. RD and Nex is getting shot at alongside Raji, and as you can see, they're pushing on one side. They have Singularity on the other side too. Singularity finally finding themselves a spot in the circle. But, I mean, again, Furia, Black Dragons, all these teams understanding the pressure, figuring out when to fight, when to leave, disengaging immediately in this, saying, there is nothing for us to come for here. Let's just back off. I like the play. Yeah,
exactly. And Furia trying to back off as much as they can. They have a compound actually just on that crossroad there as well. So they do have some sort of safe haven in those buildings. Looks like they're actually going to go straight towards the buildings because red cannons are pulling up.
I'll have to see if they want to take that fight to them though or not. They're stopping on that western side of the road, and they might be just taking over what was Furia getting shot at all the time. I think they're running straight into that same, well, melting pot of teams sitting in that area, and I hope for red cannons either they start doing some damage or they get out of there, because that could potentially be them down as well.
Yeah, you don't want to lose 2 players straight off the bat. So I mean, Raspy's pushed up pretty heavily. Some shots coming out from No-Org from the compound. Obviously they're in some sort of 2-2 split with Mayo Frango and friends super close on the ridge there. Circle shifting.
Oh, that's a shift we don't see too often. These circles tend to go up towards the Lazar or like over towards Junkyard, but now we're going back towards Minas and the entire hill, like from where you see Prone Tag and from where you see Junkush all the way down to Furia pretty much. And we see these guys here. That's just one big downhill mountain push, and these guys, oh my lord, are they all going for the same compound? Look at this fight going on. Rusty and RDNX all fighting, and this is full-on war inside and outside the compound. I cannot even keep track of who's dead on what teams. Raji is still alive. He has Raspberry. He's the last player on his feet, and he gets the entire team wipe. Raji and Hyakuin manage to take down all of the guys of Red Canids. Wow.
That's a pull-up and a half right there. Just, I mean, I think they wanted both the same compound and just
you
said,
think so?
Maybe, just possibly. And they just said, this is mine. I want this.
Wow.
Blimey.
I mean, looking at where Singularity is right now, that would be the easiest third-party opportunity for them in the universe. Because that kill feed lit up, and it wasn't even because it was lit up with like 10 different teams fighting at the same time. There's literally just 2 teams constantly showing their name in that kill feed, and that could have been an opportunity for them to see some points. But of course, they already have a compound. Do you really want to risk it? Because then, as you can see, Black Dragons are on the northern side of them, and now well, they understood what happened over there. They saw the chaos firsthand, but unfortunately, can't really get anything off of it.
No, I mean, it looks like they're pretty split already. Vinny's obviously on his own, trying to hide his bike in the building there. Got Relance mending up, no helmet for some odd reason.
Probably something to do with bullets connecting to it.
That could be it, Toby.
I would assume that at some point someone took a
probably why
probably broken no.
That's gonna.
Does that answer your concerns? Why he doesn't have a helmet?
But I mean, to be fair, in this spot though, even if he gets knocked, he can easily get rezzed.
Nose job gone wrong.
But yeah, I mean, there's no way of him getting flushed because there is no real area around that spot that he's on that has angles on top of it.
True. See Furia, they're losing Eagles as we speak. Save the bike at least! I can't really tell if Raji managed to save that vehicle. Oh, there's a bike on the other side. We'll see if that can go somewhere. Pommy does manage to get himself a flush. They were, I mean, we're talking within single-digit points in 3 games so far. Singularity, a team that has a lot of very, very good players in the team and has done incredible things previously, both in the region and also on the global stages, and haven't really found this start to the day here that they probably would have wanted. But 1 kill to start off the day. We saw a Groza as well. Not a weapon that we see picked up too often, but good for those up-close fights.
Yeah, 100%. Ragnar popped up some shots for the smoke. Just trying to pre-fire, just trying to... I mean, maybe even bait out a peek as well. But Junkosh in the compound just further north of his teammates there. 3 up for the Prone Tagging guys.
I respect the rotation from Teknosh and his gang out there on the eastern side. They knew that they weren't going to be able, to find any pass from the El Sahar side of where we see Dream Rush is over. So they said, you know what? I mean, we might as well do this rotation now while the circles don't do so much damage.
But I mean, I'm not sure if it makes too much sense though, because obviously the circle shifted away from that side. So you imagine that the majority of teams. Oh my lord!
Lenny has been sitting down here. He's just been having a party, trying to hold off teams rotating. For Teknosh knocked himself. No, and Pams finds him.
How did he knock himself?
He flipped the he flopped the vehicle.
It's not a bike.
Oh, I mean, you can press F in the Murado.
That's not. That's okay.
Yep, there he is. That's Teknosh.
That's a no-go. It's not what you want. Oh well.
Well, I like the rotation anyway.
Well, I didn't.
I just didn't really like the whole running into a Mechanica part of it. And now, well, this circle is forcing us over towards the net, and this is where I'm thinking the whole shifting away from mountains and all that. If that's actually true, then I think there's we're in for an interesting one because this mountain is literally in the middle.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
it has to bang on either side, right?
Definitely a bang, that's for sure.
Oh, I tried to put a K in there, so it bang on either side. But
oh, bank. Okay.
Yeah,
right.
it ended up banging all the sides.
I heard the bang.
That's what the nades go. They go bang.
Yeah,
you know?
like this one.
This one goes poof.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's not a nade. I thought it was a
that's a smoke bomb.
That is a stun.
The ninja.
This
nade.
one is a nade though. GBL.
That goes bang.
Oh, that's actually not going to make any... No, that's nothing.
That was a small bang.
Cubalita just realizing there's no point. Yeah, I can't overextend off this ridge. I'm going to back off. And
my question is what the use of that smoke was, because you only have 1 left now, and you might want to... I mean, we talk about utility usage and whatnot. They're in for open push, and he just threw a smoke for literally no reason.
He threw it in his line of sight to check for info on them pushing. So I'm not sure what the point with that was. But
exactly. That's the angle you need to hold
yes.
to make sure they can't get to you.
So you've helped them out, basically.
Exactly. It pretty much just granted them more cover in an area where there wasn't really a lot. But now Black Dragons, they're pushing on foot as well. And once again, the Space Monkeys are finding themselves in a pretty darn open situation, like open area.
Yeah. Black Dragons, I mean, they're super close.
They are really on top of each other.
Trancoso.
He must have heard something. He's crouch walking all over the place.
Oh, that's a headshot.
I was going to say, where did that come from? Singularity again, having a field day. It's up on the northern side. The Year Gang tried to engage on their compound, but they're going to be able to flush them out. There's going to be 1 more in there. So points finally starting to come in the way of Singularity.
Yeah, Panda getting those kills. Looks like Black Dragons are trying to pull up on the northern ridge there, on the northern El Azahar ridge. Well, I say the El Azahar road, and the circle does shift north. So Furia, the compound that they actually fought for, is still inside.
Sure as Black Dragons, Faiska has to make the runoff here. Not a whole lot he can do from this position. He's realized the pressure, and again, it's the exact same play as we talked about in the Erangel game earlier. Realizing when the pressure is too much, disengage, because now, at least with Berg sitting where he does, they have a place to go to.
Yeah, 100%. Obviously, you got the Singularity. I mean, there's 2 Singularity guys pretty close, just further into the circle. Low Kicks and Panda are further off towards the northwest in the compound. I think they're probably going to hold here just because they have. I mean, Pablex is just in the bottom actually. He's hiding out. Oh, they spotted him.
They saw him. Do they push it though? They kind of have to push two together,
I mean,
right?
I mean, he's low health as well. Flash coming out.
Have you paid attention? Oh.
Oh.
Does he push on this now? Or could you imagine him pushing them? That would be absolutely amazing. But have you noticed how many flashbangs they're being picked up?
There we go. Okay. Easy shot. I'm not sure why Pablex didn't actually move there. I feel like, you know, you're getting shot through the window. They know you're there. You should probably just take it.
Yeah. Might as well just try and do something with the situation that you win. Unfortunately, didn't really pan out for him. And that's going to be Year Gaming down at 14th place. Feiske! These guys are just connecting more bullets all the time today.
Yeah, Black Dragon's just on point, it seems. Trying to get some tanks through the smoke. Hayno throwing out a Hail Mary nade. Kovad, though, coming into third party, the Space Monkeys.
Shot kills so far for the Redemption team. They did get that good placement on Erangel, but we haven't really seen any other big, at least as far as kills and stuff, performance for them. But on the other hand of things, Singularity continuously gets their name up in the kill feed.
Yeah, that's a Groza. Not much ammo for it though.
Yeah.
7 smokes on this guy. Feiske though finds an angle. The nade is gonna come out.
This. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, he definitely knows. He knows there's a nade coming straight towards him. But actually, Panda gets knocked with the Feiske as well.
Very impressive feed from the Singularity team. Now they're under pressure though. Berg is from a distance. Fortunately for them, he's not able to connect the shots needed. Kovat is the one there trying to shoot at a distance too. And multiple other teams are starting to engage in this fight. Space Monkeys there. Falida is going to go down, obviously. NA Luck now pushing down too.
Yeah, lots of knocks coming out across the map. There's an absolute cluster on this northeastern side here. So many teams. Singularity, Redemption, Space Monkeys, Black Dragons. Looks like they've. I mean, they're still in, aren't they? There's one player somewhere.
Yeah, they have Space Monkeys have 2 players in the northern side. Get down one Pome and Quick gone down. Now all of a sudden, Jampish have gotten themselves a knock, and they feel like they can engage in the fight from afar on the northern side. And what seemed so perfect for Singularity is slowly starting to crumble. Redemption on the northern side, trying to stay put. They have to push down the hill too, though. And Kovat, he's just, I mean, there's no way he's making this.
Yeah, no, I mean, he's got a tiny little rock here to just try and get some cover, heal up. He's got a few smokes left, though. He's actually inside the circle, too. I thought he wasn't inside, but he is.
Look at where the circle takes us now. Everyone's forced into the open. We have got 6 players inside the circle, and that nade right on top of low kicks. Res might be able to come in. Logan doesn't know where he is. Yes, he does, but Panda is there. Flushes him, and that's the 5th kill for him. Panda's such a talented player. We've seen him last season. We've seen him now today as well. Finally, the Panda's awoken. And out of, was it hibernation?
I think so.
Do pandas hibernate? Yeah, I know bears do, but...
I mean, it's kind of a bear, isn't it?
Pandas, but they live in like warm weather all year round. They live in like in Asia, where it's always
warm. Oh, yeah, it's humid. That's the word, isn't it? Humid.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, maybe. Yeah, let's just go with that. Let's just go with that.
Do pandas hibernate? Chat, help us out here. Help us out. We need names, and we need to figure out if pandas hibernate. In any case, this one doesn't anymore. He's out there and he's fragging.
Exactly, but Mechanica just below the Prone Sagum guys. There's only 2 of Prone Sagum. You got Deedsaw just further north, about 300 meters north. He's stuck in his compound. Yuppish
what he can do.
Surrounding him. They're trying to push up slowly but surely. Ivan Zito, the first player to encounter. The nade comes out. This is going to let them know, so they have to make a push somewhat, and nothing really happens. No damage, nothing. And
that's why I'm always curious when people engage with nades that they don't know if it can do damage, because they lose their entire element of surprise. Because this is going to be like have you ever played Metal Gear Solid? That like the old ring sound that alert, someone's around. Now they're going to be playing on their tippy toes.
That could be okay. Never mind. I thought I was going to be a good nade.
He naded himself more than he naded his opponents.
Yeah,
with that throw.
I imagine so. Yeah, but
you can see how they're playing now. Had they just kept sneaking forward, this would never been an issue.
Yeah, and they're not even inside the circle. They have to push this. Junkosh is kind of letting them get the ridge on them, unfortunately. I don't think. I'm pretty sure they can ledge grab it up top.
Yeah, the only thing is they don't want to get caught ledge grabbing when you know there's an opponent nearby. Panda gets down Kobat, so that's going to be one more team eliminated, down to 10. Still quite a few teams in the mix, but of course we do have a lot of damaged teams still alive as well. As I say that, Coffee goes down Panda. I'm not sure where he's planning on going from here, buddy, but nope, he's going to go down to Letty. Spotted the first one, got the knock on the second too. And what a one-man performance. His teammate was nowhere near to help.
Yeah, that's just completely just taken out both the players up top there. You've got Pamps and Ivan just nowhere to be seen, but it doesn't matter because Letty's the only man you need.
Yeah, DTSO was not in the position to really help at all. Caught in the middle of the circle, which of course is not the worst place to be, but just can't really do a whole lot from there.
Oh, exactly. Rebo trying to hold out the remaining Furico members. Black Dragons meanwhile goes out in 8th place, so 1 point in terms of placement.
This could be a very dangerous game for Furia once again. They just finished off with the 2nd place with 14 kills. I mean, 13 kills. They are already starting to rack up points, and there's still 3 alive on the northern side.
Right now trying to get the res. HNK1 actually gets the knock onto Rebo. Lots of knocks and flashes going back and forth. Furico engaging onto Mechanico.
We'll see 3 teams somewhat engaged in this compound. It's mainly, though, Furica and Japish. Furica, you can see them trying to make their way forward up against 2 players. Rippo is still knocked. A little bit of damage down over towards Harold, but not too much of it. Ragnar does get the knock onto one. Second player goes down as well. What a performance! Out of nowhere, Ragnar spins and gets 2 really, really quick, and all of a sudden, H&K is all by himself.
Pretty far there, just completely caught him by surprise. Doesn't quite get the SLR shots though. HNK1's got a rock and nearly a nade in his pocket as well.
And a bullet in his back of his head.
Yeah, a bullet in the back of the head. That's him out flux with the kill there.
Once again, Furia racking up points. Somehow, NRG, they have, I feel fun saying NRG because that's an actual organization. But no org, being NRG in this case, they have 4 guys up there, very thinly split. And they just racked themselves up their 2nd kill.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to really approach that Pamps with an SKS in hand. I'm not sure if he even knew they were there.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Nonetheless, they pick up that kill. Only 2 kills for no org at the moment, 4 alive. Yeah. And, I mean, there's only 11 other players alive, so I think they're the only team with 4 up.
Yeah, they were that team that were on the far western side early when everyone else was fighting, so they never really had to engage in anything. And I think, just like we saw previously before, with Prone Tag, I'm like, why engage on it when you can just chill on the backside? Harold doing damage. Vinny is there as well, and the last little tick comes in on towards Danny. Well, it's the blue that takes him down. So unfortunately for Javish, not able to get anything on it.
Yeah, that's frustrating when you put so much damage onto a player and then just out of nowhere the circle takes it. Ragnar though, popping up some shots over to Mayo Frango. Nothing quite coming of it yet. Only Ragnar and Harold alive. Silzen has 3 kills on the team, the most on their team at the moment. But 1-on-1 on Ragnar and Harold.
Yeah, I'll have to keep an eye on these 2 guys. Obviously, as you can see, they're shooting all over the place. Everyone knows where they are. Oh, the MK14 on Raji as well. Unfortunately for him, doesn't have that much ammo. So he can't just go spam crazy as he pleases, because as far as I could see, only 35 spare bullets.
And speaking of no ammo, Ragnar with 13 bullets to himself.
I hope he has a non-76 AR as his other. If he didn't, then he probably wouldn't have been shooting this far. Well, there's a crate right there. There's 2 crates. Oh. Pick up ammo already. Unless we already have.
Yeah, everyone else has got 5.56.
Is that DT Soul shooting over the top, or was it one of the NRG players?
That was the NRG players. That was the one in the middle. I can't quite say his name. But
so DT Soul is still prone down there without having given up his position. You can say, I was just going to say, Harold, you need some sort of cover, because if or when Furia spots you down there, then that's going to be you completely exposed.
Oh, yeah. That nade was pretty close to DT Soul.
I don't think they've seen him. I don't think they threw that nade after Harold.
No, I think that was over towards Yapish.
Yeah,
so
he's just proning down there. Like, that was a little too close for comfort.
Yeah, it's a good spot though, because like everyone else has to peek each other, so he's just like in the middle of the fight essentially.
And you got the shadow too.
Yeah,
people don't think much of it, but these shadow spots, they can really really be hard to spot people in.
Yeah.
I mean, especially if you don't expect one to be there. It's different if they're like, oh, we know there's one in that area, and then your eyes will see it. But if you're in the shadow and it's one of those off-angle positions, that can be really hard to recognize in the heat of the moment.
Yeah, if not really looking for it. But Prone Tiger with 0 kills this game, so I mean, only 4 points in terms of placement, minimum, I guess. Yeah, minimum 4 points this game. So I mean, that's not so bad. But they could have gone a lot better since they had that top spot on the mountain as well. Exactly. They could have done so much more with that.
Never really paid off the way they wanted it. So Mayo Franco has the nade in hand. Doesn't want to throw it. Other nades are coming in, though. That one bounces. Oh my lord. Right off the tree. And DT Soul is just going to say he has to realize now that people are coming his way. This one bounces over Herald. That's eyelashes gone.
Yes, that's some singed eyebrows too, I think.
Maybe a little second-degree burn in your face. He needs that nose transplant that the other player had earlier, you know?
Exactly.
Needs to visit from the same doctor, because there should be a big hole in the front of your face, and Vinny is about to make a hole in the front of your face into a torn up body. Why is he peeking without a gun?
I think he spots him, Vinny. Throughout the nade, actually, God0 comes in with the help as well.
Throw the goddamn nade and start shooting.
Just throw it. Ooh, actually puts him down to low health as well, right now.
Had that not been cooked, it would have been right in his face.
Yeah. So, Rogi, no chance there. I'll say that. I mean, he took a lot of bullets to go down. That level 3 gear helping them out a bit.
Yeah. So Ragnar still alive in the back foot of the smoke, of course, trying to grind himself one more placement. The 4 guys alive for Nook still should be a win. Furry are going to go out, but still second place into 3rd place. That's your teammate. Don't want to shoot his speed off, mate. God0 went down to like surprisingly low HP there.
Yeah,
and all bad is he did step in front of a rain of bullets, so it's kind of on his own. But they know exactly where he is.
Mayo's just pushing up, super aggro, just full W.
Well, 4v1, so.
Yeah, but I mean, essentially just kind of giving Ragnar a chance to actually 1v4 it.
Yeah, also I mean, they knew exactly where it was, but in this case, that's one aspect you say. I mean, he could 1v4 them. I don't think that's as much of a potential. It's more just the fact that in a tournament format with 36 games to be played, at this point, we don't know who's going to be contesting for the first place spot at the end of it.
No.
But giving up that 1 point, potentially had he gone down, and they could have still lost, but giving up that 1 point for technically no reason necessarily, because they could all have gone 3-2-1 push together, and there's no way in hell he would get to knock and flush a player.
True.
That 1 point could be the difference maker.
Yeah. I mean, as we were saying, like with the solo pushes, like what Mayo was doing there. Yeah, as you were saying, you know, if he can get like 1 flush on like a player, I mean, it counts, right? It's every point matters in this situation, especially with these amount of games. You know. It can all go down to, I mean, even into a tiebreaker as well, because
we've seen too.
A tiebreaker goes down to kills. On the first tiebreaker, it's who has the most kills.
And you guys might think, oh, but that's never gonna happen. I have casted a league of 96 games where after the last game was over, it was tied. It was tied. The 2 top teams had the exact same amount of points, and the team that won beat them by 1 kill. That is insane. And I'll think about that one. I'll let that sink in for the next couple of minutes, because HayZ and I are going to jump to a break. We'll be right back with the next game in just a few. Stick around. We are back. 2 more games to be played. Both of them going to be taking place on Miramar. What an interesting ending we just had here. All of it coming down to that face of the mountain from Minas all the way down towards the road towards El Azahar, and cluster all the way through.
Yeah, I mean, cluster that northeast side anyway. With I think it was Black Dragons. You had Singularity. You had I think Space Monkeys as well.
I think there were 4 or 5 teams all engaging in a fight on Like, it wasn't even... That was the funny thing, because you'd think that that fight would kind of take place in or around the compound.
Yeah.
But it was the teams that pushed out from the compound that just kept third party. And then when they go down, a new team go, oh, compound, third party, woo. And then it just became like a gateway for teams to try and third party. But when we come to sixth party, then there was just no control anymore.
No, it becomes like an all-out chaos where just teams just are shooting everybody. Everyone's dying. People are getting knocked, and nades, mollies, stuns. Like, it's just, crazy.
It was very difficult. But in the end, of course, only one team can win, and we have still yet to see the same team get 2 wins today. So despite some of the same teams starting to prove that that they indeed have what it takes to rank up points on multiple maps, we have yet to see that double chicken dinner winner. And well, I mean, there's a chance with 2 more games to go that it could happen, but who knows? I think Furia, they're on a run to say we can bring home 1 more today.
I think so. I also think that Black Dragons can probably take over the one. I feel like they're just seems like there's something about that team that just really like it interests me. I don't know.
They're just off to good starts.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah,
100%.
We talked about it coming into the first game. I mean, about how some teams they really excel in the period where a lot of teams kind of ride through the unknown or try to get fit in.
Yeah,
they take charge early, where other teams they have an easier time taking charge once they kind of once they've laid out the map and once they've had a little adjusting time. That's when they can really become dangerous. So so obviously Furia and Black Dragons are 2 of those teams that excel in fighting the chaos.
Yeah,
the unknown. It's a black dragon. I mean, it's pretty dangerous, right?
Yeah, it sounds.
They don't care. They don't care what they go up
sounds
against.
Pretty badass, honestly. Sounds pretty cool.
That's what a dragon sounds like, by the way.
Yes, exactly.
Can't correct me. Never met one.
I've heard one. So
you've had a dragon?
I've heard one.
Oh,
it sounds exactly like what you just said there.
Yeah, that's yeah. Pretty. I have the hair of a dragon. The don't even start. I don't know. Okay. I don't know where I was going with that. It's getting late. We are up there. Hitting 3 a.m.
Time,
But you know what? I'm kind of enjoying it because under many other circumstances, we would never get the opportunity. I mean, we can sit, and this is going to sound weird to you guys, but we can sit in Europe and cast Latin American PUBG. In most chances, it would have been someone over in Latin America that would get to broadcast it. But I just feel so blessed getting to work on regions across the globe. And I mean, of course, in the end, it's all going to accumulate into PGC. That's what these guys are playing for, that #1 spot to go through. But for all these teams, like we might not get to go to PGC, but we get to kind of follow all these different teams' paths to what will be, if not the biggest event to date in PUBG, then one of 2 biggest events to date. If you argue that PGI last year was going to be bigger than what this will be, we don't know how big this will be until after it's done. But I have my thoughts that it's going to be a pretty damn huge event.
Got your hunches. Your hunch.
Something tells me it's going to be pretty decent.
Yeah,
pretty
I mean,
pretty decent.
They can't get you can't get worse than PGI. Well, no, you can't because PGI wasn't bad, but you cannot go down from PGI. You have to go up. You have to keep going above.
Exactly. Now we see Noog winning last game with 8 kills. That's going to put them up at 18 on the game. Whoosh, whoosh. They managed to get themselves a solid 6 kills, second place as well, so 12. 3 teams into double digits in a game that was rather chaotic, but of course that goes to show, because look at this singularity. 0 placement points, but they found 9 kills. That Grosser came in handy. Then you have Prone Tagum, flip side, 4th place, but 0 kills.
Yeah, I mean, it's what it is, you know. Yeah, they didn't do much with the position they had, and unfortunately just didn't work out for them.
Look at singularity. 14 kills, and they're the only team so far without a single placement point through 4 games. That is not what I would have thought coming into this game.
Yeah, a 0% top 8 placement for them.
Yep.
Somehow. But yeah, really quick math. Yeah, I mean, 13th place with 14 kills is it's kind of weird, actually.
That's very surprising to see. But up on the top, of course, 25 kills on Furia and 22 in the current first place team in Black Dragons. And, well, we'll see now. Is it a good plane? It seems to be a southern one to north. Looking at where we're going, yes, indeed, it is. We're going down from Los Hijos up and over Torre Ahumada. And, well, I mean, for the most part, I would assume most people can go exactly where they want here.
Exactly, yeah. Looks like Space Monkey's out. out the plane instantly is again straight towards Los Higos. So it seems like a running theme with Space Monkeys, just jumping out the plane instantly.
Then I hope they don't jump out, like if it's a southwest or southeastern plane, they just don't jump out in the water.
Yeah, I mean that. Yeah, I don't think they're that silly.
Oh, we had a strategy, we had to hold it, and now we're drowned. No, but I agree. I mean, it makes sense. It's such a big map, and technically, these maps are made to house 100 players. In all fairness, you could probably put even more on Miramar and still somehow make it work. But in their case, it's just, you know what? I mean, we jump out early. We'll kind of show our presence. Teams won't be going with us, and we'll get to loot fast. And yes, we're on the edge, but then we'll also get to rotate faster. So that kind of evens it out in a way.
Exactly. Yeah. Doas, is that? I'm going to call him Doas for now on, because that's just how it's said. It seems. Yeah, they're just going up to Montenegro.
Circle.
Ooh, Silzen.
One bullet. Shoot it.
Yeah,
Fire it.
One bullet. Must have found that elusive 30 bullets with the gun. I love that. It's always nice to find 30 bullets with one gun.
My OCD didn't get satisfied with him not firing off that last bullet. But then again, of course, if someone came running, and you want to get that first bullet doink into the head. Because also another fact that a fact that I think some of you may know, I don't know if all the viewers know, but we are currently, if you go play the live service right now, we're in a era of 7.62 power. Because there was a certain nerf to 5.56 weapons. That nerf has not hit event servers yet, so that's why you'll see obviously not the Skyle be used that often when we go over on Sanhok, because well, it's not there. But on other maps you'll see weapons. Well, speaking of which, Raji with the Skyle in hand and the RDNX as well, they don't really get played anymore, just out of the sheer fact that other ARs are more powerful and better in pretty much all aspects of the game. But here, since the nerf hasn't really hit yet, they can still be played.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the M4, as we all know, has a much higher fire rate than the Sky. So even in this patch on the event server, it's still better than the Sky. Even the Sky and the M4 have more damage. They've always had more damage, but they've both been what did I just say? The
versatile?
Yeah, the Scar and the M4 have the same damage. Sorry, not more damage. The same damage. It's still the same on the live servers, but it's still the same that the M4 has a lot higher fire rate. So
they shoot more bullets per second.
So the DPS is higher.
Exactly.
So you want to choose that over the Scar any day, really.
It's funny because I don't know what it is, but back in the beginning of PUBG, I always thought the Scar was one of the faster guns. Like I've always seen the Scar as the SMG of ARs. Maybe it's the sound. Or the animation, I don't know. But I've always thought that, like in the beginning, I was like, the Scar's got to be the fastest. I don't know. It's just, that's exactly what the Scar sounds like, by the way. Yeah. If you have the Toby suppressor on it, it's you can buy it. It's a skin. It'll come
the Toby compensator.
Coming next patch, the Toby compensator skin. So it makes all the guns go.
That could be a thing.
It could. The voice changer for weapons. Yeah. Could you imagine? How confusing that would be if you could put a suppressor on your pistol to make it sound like a Kar 98. Just like put it up, pew, every now and again.
Imagine
the conversion, the converter.
Yeah, that's what it's called. It's a
now it is. You have the compensator, you have the converter.
Yeah, easy.
Transmarking weapons all over the place. I was just gonna say we had Rampage going from one engagement into another, and he kind of was, but somehow he's still driving around. Technically alive. I don't want to jinx anyone, but
shots not quite connecting. Although Rogi does connect some shots onto Rebo. A lot of shots, actually. Yeah, 37 HP now.
That's one of the scary aspects of Miramar. Is every time you silhouette like they do there, I mean, like show your presence on top of a open hill, there are just the potential of so many different teams spotting you out. You might get a lot of info, but it comes at a cost.
Yeah, exactly. Looks like everyone's rotating in. Circle is obviously shrinking. You've got Gaming just on the north side. They've got a pretty free entrance into the circle, obviously past San Martin. You've got No Org in front of them. But look at Black Dragons over near Power Grid. They've got like a slight little split. I'm not sure they're still losing. It might just be that
they're just rotating into their first.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna play about where kill demo is. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
right here. I think they're just gonna sit down in this area of the map. It's pretty standard. Again, you want to have a safe passage in case it goes north. You want to have it if it goes south, and from there they can do pretty much whatever they want.
Very true. Nicoletti trying to spam off that SKS. Rotating players. Actually, Red looks like they're pulling up on the compound, though.
Yep, I think Nicoletti forced kind of Raspo into the compound by shooting so much at him. He couldn't really go anywhere else, and now the pickup truck came in with the helping force. So Sego is there alongside, I believe, Rusty Zero. No, it's Andy. It's Andy. He's there.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So and in fact Raspo as well. Yeah. So there's a whole three-man squad. Osney's on his own. Cannot get to his vehicle. Nicolette taking some shots.
Kind of interesting also that they left, I mean, one guy alone.
Yeah, it might be that, yeah, I mean, Osney's now taking some shots, so they clearly know. None of them, a few of them connect onto Andy. But I was thinking it might have been like a bait so that Osney can maybe get a few kills, because they think the compound's free now that Nico's left.
That's going to be Andy down from distance. Osney gets himself one more, so single-handedly dealing with the red cannons right now. They left him to die, and he's proving them why they shouldn't have, because that could have been with 2 initial knocks there. Could have been then clean sweeping quite powerful even. Speaking of power, High Power gets himself a knock onto Pams. It's going to be H&K though to get the flush in.
Yeah. That's yeah, I mean that's insane. The fact that he just 1v2s that. I mean, there's still obviously one more player there.
2 more because Andy's getting back up on his feet now.
Oh, okay. They've registered. I thought that was the flush, but yeah.
Now they're coming back. Coffee break like, we didn't mean to leave you. Sorry, we're here to help now.
Here we are. No worries.
Sorry. Do you forgive us? We still like you. Do you want to carry us still? Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Osney.
Gracias. Muchas gracias. Nicoletti is now coming in. Okay. They don't want to be fully carried by Osney, so he's coming in to help, and that's not gonna happen.
Them dead.
Rusty, you have to do something inhumane, and it's not gonna happen.
I thought you were gonna say you have to do something.
Yeah, go help them. Come on, man. Why are you such a wuss? Go down and fight that 4-man team. You coward.
How dare you?
How dare you not help them in their need? Yeah, you're in church. Get out of there. I mean, we probably shouldn't respect, like, make jokes about religion and stuff like that. There are certain things that I've learned from experience that you just don't make jokes about. One of them is anything but Hulk Jesus.
Yeah, no,
that's the only religion we can make fun of on stream. Hulk Jesus. Perfect world. HayZ decides everything in life. Where does the circle go?
This circle goes Montero side, west.
You really want those circles, HayZ?
I'm evil like that. I'm just an evil person.
There goes Los Leones, far east, southeast.
Oh, you want that?
Yeah, I've already plugged it into my iPad.
Oh, okay.
That's wrong.
It's like a western circle to me.
It looks like your damn circle.
It's a Montero circle. There we go.
Necro, he has found opponents, but the AK at a distance is not the weapon of choice, and this NATO is not going to be far enough. Had he not taken the vehicle, that could have been death, and, well, Yaquin almost got run over Rachi there, but somehow Furia managed to get out of there. They'll disengage, and they'll take the fight at a later stage, and I think, what the... Some flippity flip-flops with the vehicles, and somehow Flux is still on all 4 wheels.
Send it, absolutely send it. Yes, I mean they're just going to piece out there. There's no point in fighting that. Obviously, prone tag him with the shots, but didn't actually didn't knock anyone. So yeah, they can just piece out there with no worries. They have a free compound as well.
Look at Black Dragon's position.
Black Dragons,
that's insane.
Are they going to just
such a good spot? 4-way split, why not?
Are they just going to split across that?
No, they're going to 3-way split. I think he swapped the vehicle.
Possibly.
There's like a hard spawn, Mirado hard spawn, just on the east side of the Kill Demos compound.
Oh yeah, okay.
So I think he went to take that, like get himself a new car. They were shot at earlier, so maybe just swapping up the vehicles. But they have a 3-way split right now. Black Dragons BD, you can see with the blue team tags there in the middle. That is a very, very good spot to sit in this circle.
Oh yeah, they've got a lot of real estate. Looks like Killzera is kind of Kill Demo is kind of shooting at some shots at the compound just next to Toddy. They're going to go for that compound because they realize it's free. But he was just shooting off some shots just to kind of bait someone to peek to see if anyone actually is there. We know that there isn't. So actually, it seems like they've actually just switched spots. So Toddy's going for that compound, and then Kill Demo has gone for the gas station.
Question time.
Mm-hmm.
Do you shoot shots or do you fire shots? Do you shoot bullets and fire shots? Or do you fire bullets and shoot shots? I'm so confused. Just when you said that you were shooting shots, and I was like, is that the way to say it?
Shooting some shots, firing some shots,
firing bullets.
You shoot.
Do you shoot? The gun shoots, but
you fire a gun.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah. Okay.
So you don't shoot
I was
shots.
Wrong, but I'm just babbling off about stuff. So.
I just heard you say it. I was like,
Interesting.
I don't think I've ever heard that before. Rusty Sarah, he is though gonna shoot all the shots that he can, and unfortunately, none of his shots connects. With only half of them kind of went to the vehicle, probably. And the other few hit other elsewhere, but in the case, it's not gonna be any kills coming in for him. Harold though does manage to get the flush in towards XX, and I feel like we've seen this guy go down a lot in situations where no, actually that's not true. I'm remembering wrong because he was the one on Erangel that was being a aggressor and actually getting the better of those fights.
Exactly. Yeah. Lots of shots come out from Logan, spamming off the SKS there. I mean the Mini 14. I have no idea why I said SKS. Ignore me. HayZ K1 just tagging up a headshot. He's pretty lit right now. Pretty lit indeed.
I'm always very impressed by the rate at which some of these pro players can tap a mini. And yes, I know the recoil isn't that high, and it used to be called the laser and all that stuff, but it's still there. I mean, the recoil is still there, and some of these people, oh my lord, you actually wanted that one to never anything. HayZ, everybody in this match hates you right now.
Like, there's no one in 2/3 of the circle towards Monte because it's hard shifted twice.
The main issue is there's a whole square in the middle on the southern side of the road right now. If you go from where Coffee Break is all the way over to the western road, there's nothing you can play there.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing in the middle. And you did this, HayZ. How does it make you feel?
Great. It's good fun.
Welcome to the Latin American community. Everyone will hate you now.
Here we go. Pull up. TGM coming in. Oh my lord. Alright, no orgs out. That was just a hail of bullets. TGM 2 knocked already.
What?
Smoke's coming out. Lawrence is trying to res, but
get inside the house.
Black Dragons now could just easily third party this. They pulled up to the warehouse and this fight just started for free, and now they're just gonna take it.
No. This is not gonna work out. You need to get that res up right now. And it's not right now, then a couple of seconds ago.
He needs to get 2 up. He's already at 1. TheNameIsToby's going to head upstairs. He's got org, actually, TheNameIsToby, it looks like.
The only good thing about this is that these buildings are very hard to breach. Yeah. I've seen so many people, like this, on Miramar, this is probably the compound I've seen the most people fail at breaching. That one with the stairs up the middle.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like on Erangel, those people call them tier 3 buildings because there's so much loot in them. With a balcony on both sides upstairs. They're so damn difficult to breach once you have that staircase in the middle. Like, the guy above will always have the upper hand.
Oh yeah, 100%. Unless you time it with a nade perfectly into the top window. It just requires a lot of teamwork. Lots of shots from Dreambrush there.
They're still driving. No, one gets off. Second. Wow.
He actually drops out the window and can't quite. I mean, they get the flush anyway, but slows them down.
I was just gonna complain a little about how Dreamlust was shooting to flush the guy instead of also knock the other guy.
I think he was like conflicted by both. He was like,
if I just fire my bullet in between them, can I then get both?
Possibly.
Splash damage? No, okay. So this circle's gonna, of course, HayZ kind of called it from the start. It's gonna end in Montenegro, so we have to hard shift west twice more. And these players they're just not ready for it. I'm very, very impressed by how we still have 51 players alive.
Yeah,
it's not supposed to happen at this point.
No, it's not. You're right. By the time I think everyone's gonna just get kind of shoved into that in that eastern side because no one's really tried to long rotate, have they? To be honest with you, even though it's hard. It's hard to long rotate, especially with the terrain.
Meanwhile, we're still alive as I say that, though.
And that's a nade. Right at his feet.
Boink.
Confirmed. Nade bolt. Runner, sorry, with a confirm onto Hippo as well.
This circle just sent it up in the only area of the map where you can't do anything. By the way.
Oh.
Cuba leader is, well, they need to deal with these guys, and that's, I think, the issue. Oh, spotted over the top. Good, not coming in. AK at this, I mean, even with this is not really distance, but you can already then see how much recoil there is, and it is really difficult to control. But once the few people that can actually control them, they win fights so damn often with them.
Yeah, Trancoso with a knock onto Naluk. Nade comes out. No one's actually anywhere near that, so I think he just assumed that there was someone near that tree. Ooh. I even though Dreamrush didn't see him. Surely he hears him,
no.
The AK spray comes down and Ivan goes out.
Not gonna happen. He's trying to disengage. He knew that that redemption was over the top, and he's like, great, if they can take the focus from me, that's perfect. But Dreamrush was there, unfortunately.
Yeah, that was some interesting sprays coming out from Dreamrush there. He's trying to take the long range kind of peak sprays at the ridges there. Just trying to just get like a headshot going. Maybe just tap a headshot and get them to back off. But nothing connected.
Fortunately not Balita. Trying to disengage and get over. Oh, don't want to over your teammate. No, he's prone down. Wait. Lycan's like, get in the car, goddammit! Yeah. They're just parked on the hill with teams shooting at them, and he's just prone next to the car like, wait, you want me to into the car? Oh, sorry. Okay.
Wait, no, I must heal.
Bandages, bro. Bandages.
But, I mean, it makes sense, so they gotta go because the circle's shifting.
Yeah, this circle shift is horrible. So if we can get a quick look at the map, you can kind of see where we're headed into. You can see all these teams that are locked in the compounds, and then you have this entire spot in the middle on the southern side, and there's just nothing to take. We have like a full arch from Japish up to Black Dragons over to Singularity, and there's just nothing you can do from here. Like literally nothing. Half the circle is unplayable.
Yeah, there's only a few little shacks, a few ridges, but apart from that, I mean, it's these players and these teams in the compound have full reign over that southern area.
Not optimal at all for teams that don't have a compound on lockdown, and that's what we. I mean, look at this spot. Space Monkeys and Cream.
Yeah.
Everything from them all the way up to, well, technically the road or where Black Dragons are. You have 3 shacks. That's all, and nobody wants to be forced into shacks at this point because that's gonna limit their options so much if the circle then shifts away. Such a massive chunk of the map just not used for anything.
It looks about 50%, I think, and I mean there's no team there because you just can't play it.
Exactly.
You know, if you could, I guarantee there would be a team there already. Technosh though, this fight is still going on.
And yeah, punishing people pretty impressively done, honestly, by them. Lauren does go down. Technosh is trying to stay put. Has a knocked teammate, and I think that's the second knock as well. Needs to commit to something soon. Just all nades thrown through, but that went through the house. That was very lucky.
Yeah, that was unfortunate for the thrower. Just to go straight through the window and through the door.
Through the wall? Through the wall? This bit runs down your what? Oh,
through the window, through the
Never mind. I said through the window, through the door. I don't want to. Never mind, HayZ. You don't know that song. I have to educate you on music sometime soon.
Okay, yeah.
Dreamrush, they needed to push over. I mean, I don't like this play. They have to deal with Cream in order to honestly get anything done here. That's a smoke. Fortunately for Cream, it's not going to do any damage. Runner is there. Must nice little pre-fire. They know he's there. They know there's nowhere else he can go. Fortunately, though, there are 3 guys alive, and he's not going to push anything. This is a perfect play. He's not going to engage before they have GBL up on his feet again.
Yeah, Circle's got a shift, though, as well. They have a ridge on him, and that's it. Yeah, Runner goes down. Hayno with the kill. Just that ridge.
My lord, this circle is so damn horrible.
Wow, yeah, blimey.
Furia pushing over. They know that Black Dragons were fighting in here for the longest time, so might as well try and engage on a Singularity. We haven't really seen them too much, but they have been in the kill feed all game long, and they have that compound on the eastern side, and this could yet again be a game where they rack up quite a few points. Japish pushing in towards Black Dragons as well, so their 2-2 split is being completely torn apart by full teams engaging on all sides.
Ragnar has an M249 as well. Pushing him with that is that's a scary sight. Brick is bricking himself essentially. So let's just see how that pans out.
it's not going to be easy, that's for sure. And in the midst of all of it, don't Technosh. They're still alive. They're still alive. Somehow, in this area of the map, they've been able to stay put.
I mean, they've had that sort of that building, haven't they, for quite a while?
That's the one they kind of settled with. And well, they've been there ever since. Pronet there in the middle still. And finally, we see Space Monkeys. Space Monkeys haven't really had a good day either. But they're making their way over the top now towards the west. They've literally, like, traversed 180 degrees of the circle. They started on the far eastern side, now they're all the way over on the west.
Yeah, that's actually insane. I mean, they're still 4 alive though, but they're just not fighting the circle. They've got to, they have to fight Team Net over here.
And they've fought all the way there. I mean, they've literally fought the entire circle. They've got 8 kills already. This could be 9 with Relance down potentially. Ooh, a lot of damage done. Trancoso, sorry, manages to find himself a knock. Relance, they know, is close. It's DT who needs to do the damage now.
Trancoso up close and personal with the mini. Got a scar in hand as well. 3x. Always nice with those sprays. Hyegwin though coming in behind. Relance goes down.
The third party from Furia. That's what they've been doing all day, and they've been racking up points because of it. Young Kush goes down. Relance is down as well, and I believe they're down to just one player now in DT, so out on the edge of the circle, and there's no way he's getting anywhere because first of all, they know where he is. Second of all, well, you're in the blue in just about 10 seconds.
Yeah. But, like, Fury just taking multiple fights. Looks like they want to get into the vehicle and just go somewhere. Smokes come out. Hyegwin, it looks like they're going to just come up on this warehouse. Burke is just sat in the corner, waiting for them to come in. Yeah, easy trade. I mean, it wasn't even a trade. No one got knocked. He just got killed. A few damage coming out, but nothing
also,
more.
I like that they drove across with 3, but left 1 behind. As I say that, though, Ranji, you had 1 job. Hold the door. And unfortunately, it didn't work out for him. So despite them succeeding to cross, they still managed to lose 1 in all of it.
Yeah. DT's all just throwing out some smokes to cover his northern door. But Singularity, you actually have to move out their compound. So the compound they had for quite a while, they have to move out of. Looks like Pommy's made way already. But with Coffee Break just over the road to their north, I mean, that spot's rough.
They do have the dip, as you can see, but that rug is only going to allow so many players.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't play 4 guys in that position, so they need to get creative. They have to contest some of those shags. Yeah, Gaming. Well, 2 guys crossing, and why not fit some more teams into this compound where we already have... I think half the teams of this compound have been in this position.
I'm pretty sure. I think there's like...
At least
4?
6 or 7 teams have been in this compound at some point in this game.
Yeah, I think there's about 3 now at the moment. So, no, if I 4, technically, if you think about it. So, yeah, we'll just shove them all in, see what happens, I suppose. Bozo trying to throw out a nade. Did that go anywhere? Oh, yeah, okay, went into the building.
What did it blow up? Blew up?
Gas can, possibly?
Maybe gas can could be. Bozo has been spotted. He's pushing around the side now. The easy saw is going to go down. 8 teams. Think about how much these teams have gone through.
Nade.
In terms, that's pretty fortunate bounce.
That didn't damage the Ganjo hand, was it? Or was that a bullet?
I think it was a bullet in the backside, yeah. Think about how much these teams have gone through to get where they are right now. And we've just made our way into placement points.
It's great. These Western hardships. It's fun.
Yeah, exactly. All right, thank you. Good sir. That was hilarious. Especially for the players. Nicoletti finds 1 up close. Technosh knocked his teammate. No.
Oh, he did.
No. Technosh.
He's getting chased around. He's gone upstairs. Bozo chasing him.
All. He finds them both.
Oh,
and then he ties the circle. No, Technosh. And he's just outside the circle now. Wait, was any of the building in? No, he was in the wrong corner.
No, yeah. It was in, but just...
He should have run left up the stairs instead of right. He would have survived.
Oh, well, it is what it is. I mean, he got 2 kills out of it.
And his teammate killed too.
Yeah. Did they get the flush for his teammate, though? So
yeah, they killed the teammate, so they get the point for it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, that was a mistake then. Okay. I was going to say, I mean, if they didn't get the kill, then it's not too bad.
I mean, he knocked the teammate, and then they flushed him.
Ah, okay. Well.
Heat of the moment, communication breaches. We saw that even our observers were down to approximately like -3/PowerPoint presentation in FPS. So I think those players were suffering from the same hectic environment at that moment. And of course, sometimes a little bit of a friendly bullet in the back of your head does happen.
Yeah. Meanwhile, though, Coffee Break, you've got to push out the compound. The circle shifting now. It's obviously shifted over the road. They've got to do something. My guess is try and get some vehicles or just smoke over them. But looks like they're actually going for the smoke wall. Nicolette is going for an off angle.
250 or 238 spare bullet vector. Wow. And that, my friends, is why I have a M249.
Yeah. That's exactly why. This nade can be big. This bounce doesn't do anything, though. Flux on a bit of loss of health there. RDNX gets an up onto Hino. That's on the
it's up on the wheels again. Oh my lord, Nicoletti. That's a good first headshot. And you're gonna get the knock as well. Quickest there. They need to get Nicoletti down right now. Spots him, but not able to get it. Caston was there on the other side to help out Nicoletti. What a great play from Coffee Break.
That was really, really good. Just, I mean, as I said, the off angle just to come over the road and surprise Singularity there. Really, really well played.
Also remember, they still can't, players cannot move while healing in this patch either.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. And there we go.
That's not going to survive any longer. Singularity racking up more points. I actually thought they had more than 4 kills. I would be interested in seeing how much damage they've had this game, because I think that's got to be way up and above 1,000 at least for the amount of knocks they've had this game.
You think so, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like we saw them in the kill feed all the time when they were sitting in the compound on the eastern side. But only been able to pick up 4 kills, unfortunately. But still, within placement points, 2 guaranteed so far. And hopefully for low kicks, he can find himself some more.
The only player alive. There's currently 3 solos in the game, just on the south side. So 2 duos, and then you got the whole. Well, I say actually not the whole
only
squad.
3.
It's
only 3.
three squad of a Coffee Break.
Yeah, Nicoletti couldn't make it across the road. No. It's taken down just before, and you can see the distance. Unsure.
I think that was just the filtering mechanic for that list.
Oh,
So
okay. I've just never seen that overlay.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of new things with the Observer
Yeah, they added a lot of
UI, which is nice. It's good.
They rarely ever tell us what they add.
Yeah, you don't see that in the patch notes, do you?
Not too often.
Oh.
It's just us having to fly around on the map and kind of figure it out for ourselves.
Yeah.
Rava, he is playing the south side. Coffee Break at 9 kills, and could they win this one, they would, once again, we would find ourselves with a new team to win those chicken dinners. And it would be interesting to see if we could get a day 1 with 6 different winners on 6 first games. That would be pretty impressive.
True. Well, I feel like Coffee Break have been playing really well today, so it's been a long time coming, I think.
For sure.
As you can see, 9 kills so far for them. Rafa looking to get some more. He's got 1, the lowest of the team, so he's like, save some kills for me. I want some of those. This one, I want this one. Give me. Give me. Mine. Yeah.
There you go. That's a headshot.
There we go.
Himself his second, and that puts Coffee Break up at double-digit kills. And of course, with a decent chance of making it all the way through. We haven't really had a whole lot of last dot endings so far, but this is going to be one of them. Everyone has to push through. Low kicks goes down. That's going to be 5th place for Singularity. Rebo is down now as well, but help is coming over the top.
Yeah. Furia, sorry. RDNX is one alive now. Flux, he's got to make some things happen. Ragnar as well, the only one alive for his team. While Trancoso goes down.
This is going to be a massive game for Coffee Break, whether they win or not. And right now, 3v1, Ragnar's all by himself. Nades, mollies, everything being thrown forward. Ragnar, you have the utility, you have the gun to pull off a 1v3 here, but I'm not seeing it happen. This could potentially be a 15-kill victory for Coffee Break. We'll see Ragnar down to half HP, spotted out once more. Osney around the side, and he's actually going to go down to blue, so denying the final kill, but still. Coffee Break, well, they might get themselves a 5-6 minute of that in just a moment, but 14 kills and a victory. They were not stopping before that game was over.
No, definitely. I mean, Osney with 5 kills there, top of his team. Solid stuff from him. That push over the road, I think that was really well done, especially with Nico having the off angle onto Singularity there. Just completely obliterated them, essentially.
They played really well.
Yeah.
I mean, they it's always difficult when you're the team that gets shifted away from in those situations where you sit in that compound for such a long time. You know everyone else has been sitting in their compounds too, and then, damn it, we're the ones that have to leave.
Yeah.
But they played it extremely well. I mean, they used the smokes. They kept Nicoletti on the other side of the road. And when he then pushed over, as we saw with Singularity shooting, Assad was immediately there to help out from the side. Really, really, really well done.
Yeah, good stuff. I mean, again, with Singularity, they had to push out their compound as well, right? So it was like they both had to push out at the same time. So, you know, how do they do it? Like, what, you know, who goes first? Do we, you know? I think they just found a really good kind of thought process behind that. With obviously Nico getting the flank, so
they timed it well. I mean, and also before that, they were just shooting at everything all the time. Obviously, they were kind of gifted a freebie in terms of the compound on the west side. We had so many teams, and then never really had to do anything to engage it. Just third party and tap at a distance, like the compound with. I think we had something around 6 or 7 teams in that. That compound. I mean, I'm not even going to start counting them now, but I'm pretty certain. Yeah, exactly. And they had clear vision of that throughout all of those engagements. So they were there to third party, which is why before they even crossed the road, I think they were sitting at 9 kills.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you're in that western compound, there's so many teams that like it's kind of fortunate for the team that's crossed over the road because the teams that were fighting in that western compound towards Monte Nebo, they can't do anything because they're in a fight of their own, so they can't third party anything or shoot at anything around them. So it leaves all the other teams that have to come over the road or Singularity to push out their compound. It leaves them with kind of a bit of a freer entry.
Exactly, but a good game nonetheless. 5 games in, 5 different winners. And we've got one more game left to play. Let's see if we can find another winner. It's going to be back after a short break. Stick around. We'll see you soon. Five games played, 5 different chicken dinner winners. And coming into the 6th game, I was saying coming into the previous game that we had now kind of found our teams that were seemingly getting things going. But here comes a team like Space Monkeys, who I didn't count them out completely because I never count teams out on the first day just because it's the first day.
Yeah,
the good teams can have jitters, they can underperform. The bad teams can do something insane, and you expect more from them than what you then get over the later part of the season. But they, with the whole transition from being on the far eastern side, pretty much over by the Singularity compound at one point, all the way underneath. And as you said too, HayZ, they kept 4 players alive throughout that entire run, and they were racking people up. I think they ended up with 8 or 9 kills. That was impressive.
I think it was around 8 or 9 kills. As they came into the west side, obviously they try to pull up into the compound, and that gets
like
it messy.
Everyone else.
like everybody else. But I mean, that was their only option,
His
really.
fault,
I think.
by the way, he said West Circle.
I did say a Monte Nebo circle on the first circle. It did shift twice over towards it, so. Sorry. Apologies.
But nonetheless, that was one of those plays that I would not, having just seen the first couple of games, have thought that they would they would never have thought to make a play like that. But we talked about how that middle part of the circle, there was just nothing to take. Either you commit to the shacks like we saw Javish do. Couldn't really do anything from it, but that was really interesting. Nonetheless, let's see how the scores lined up from that last one. Coffee break, obviously, with the win. 24 points, 14 kills. Could have been 15 had they managed to take down the last player from Javish, but not quite the case. And then Space Monkeys, 10 kills. They managed to rag up that game. Wow.
Yeah, 4 placement points. So that's a 4th place. Exactly. Quick math, real quick math. And then Fury obviously down the bottom there. Well, I say down the 3rd place, sorry, with 5 points in terms of placement, 7 kills.
Also, one thing that we can say is congratulations, Singularity. There are now no teams without placement points. There we go. They have found themselves 3 placement points, and that is, I think, alongside the Furious. Yep, they're sitting down. Oh no, Year Gaming only has 2 so far. So they're there. Red Canids, they continue to rack up kills. And then on the reverse, you have Prone tag him. They don't get any kills, but they have the placement points to kind of support their side of things. And then, well, I mean, Singularity as well, 18 kills, but only 3 placement points.
Yeah, I mean, there's 4 teams on that left side there with all the same placement points in 15. Prone tag of No Org, Furious, and Black Dragons. They've all got 15 placement points, so they're all, surviving as long as each other.
We'll, of course, now jump into our final game of the day. For those of you guys tuning in late, it is a 6-game per day format throughout the entire tournament. This tournament is going to be running over the next 3 weeks. And believe me, if you're tuning in just now, you are in for good PUBG. I know that there are some, I don't want to call it arrogant, but there are some people in certain regions across the globe that think that theirs is not only better than others, but think that theirs is so much better that they don't have to pay attention to the other regions.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to go out here and say, as a man who I think I can pride myself on saying that I try to keep a track of as many things as I can within PUBG, if you're not paying attention to the other regions, you're making a big mistake. Because there are dangerous teams in all regions. And, well, we got quite a few of them here as well.
Oh, yeah. Definitely so. Yeah, so, I mean, the playing path there was pretty southern, southeastern. Means a lot of the teams that wanted to go up to sort of El Paso side, Cabrera, San Martin, might have a hard time. But
I feel like we've seen this circle before.
Yeah, might have just seen the circle before.
16 billion times.
Nonetheless, though, I mean, it'd be interesting to see how teams adapt to it, considering the last time. So,
yeah, because last time we had we always think that these circles are going to go up towards El Azahar or the area up and around there. But last time it went west over towards the, I guess, the east side Hacienda compounds. And that's not the shift that we've seen too many times before.
No, definitely not. I mean, I think I said this before. Smiley.
What sound would you add to that face? 3, 2, 1. Wait, that's the guy in the toilet. What? That's a guy in the toilet, Ace. That's not a laugh.
I don't know. He's not laughing. He's got his
He was like a grin, like
his teeth closed. Yeah, I suppose.
It's not a guy in the bathroom, guy. Ace, come on, man.
Whatever.
TOS, now I have to go delete the VOD and everything. Hey.
God damn it.
God damn it, Ace. Never getting back. Never coming back to Stockholm again to cast alongside the amazing GLL talent. Or just me.
Did you just call yourself amazing there?
I mean, no one else does.
Pepe hands.
In any case, one team that has been playing amazing, at least in the beginning of today, was Furious. I mean, they came off to such a strong start, and I feel like they, alongside a couple of other teams, especially here in the Miramar games, have just found themselves not being good enough at avoiding those clusters. Because yes, you can be a good fragging team, but if you have 4 teams on top of you, odds are you're not going to survive it. At least not to such an extent you want to.
Jesus. Yes, I like. Yeah. I was like, there's something in my head, but I was trying to find it, and I just didn't quite work out. Well, Pumps, Hindsight, AK. Obviously, I mean, he hasn't found a red dot yet. Clearly.
Still he has one. He just didn't want to use it.
Yeah,
just practicing Hindsights.
Practice, yeah. Practice in one of the biggest tournaments of possibly your life. It's a bit of practice.
Life's practice.
Life is practice.
I'm gonna write a book about that someday.
Publish it.
Life is practice. Quote Toby.
But then, what is it practice for?
Life. Whoa! Yep.
Mind blown.
In any case, no fairness. I mean, even though we don't want to call it practice because obviously he didn't have a red dot in that situation, but we don't want to call it practice because they have to play these games. It still kind of is. I mean, you have to be so. PUBG is a game where you just, because there's so many variables at all times, you have to be so damn adaptive. And then in a way, every rotation you make, you kind of have to practice making that for next time you have to make it. Oh, speaking of that, Logan. Oh, did he ram him? This is perfect. He's going to be forced out.
Captain just pit maneuvered him, I'm pretty sure.
That was like a full-on police.
Yeah.
Wait, he's back in the car. No, he's underneath.
That's a SWAT a SWAT maneuver onto a car. That was impressive. I haven't seen that before. Was that planned? It must have been planned.
It must
surely.
have been. I mean, he came towards him and he just full-on ramped the vehicle.
It's a free kill.
We're laughing, but it was a really good play. He was gonna get away. I mean, the guy was reloading. He was going to escape had his teammate not spun it out.
Impressive stuff, Captain. He definitely is the captain now.
Capitan! That was a very, very, very nice play. And that's what I'm saying. It's some of these plays that you go, huh, why have we not seen that before? Why have no one thought to do that? It's dangerous, sure, but it also worked out, so worth.
Yeah, I mean, I think maybe the next time it happens, it might not work out so well, but that did work out pretty perfectly.
I think that crate is telling us where the game is going to end.
That must be. It's going to shift over the islands. Has to, right? It's still in sight.
I remember the good old days where crate could drop up on that landmass that we can't reach on the northern side, and it was just like all these cars would drive towards where the crate was, and then like halfway there they go, it's one of those crates, isn't it? And then turn around like far north over, like on the other side of the wall, on the northern side low, and then they would like that would be their face, like ha ha. That's the crate laughing at their ice cream.
Is that that guy's face?
The ice cream is the player having a sarcastic laugh and saying, ha ha, that was fun, huh? Just like everyone says when I make jokes. I hate you too, HayZ.
I just prolonged this. I was like, this is perfect. This is some great silence. This is nice.
I guess I deserve that. I called myself amazing earlier, though. I deserve that.
Is what it is. Anyway, rotation's coming in though.
That is
circle.
True.
Yeah,
the
rotations
there's a
are coming
PUBG
in.
game going on.
Yeah,
Sorry, I completely forgot about that.
Crazy stuff. That. Yeah, obviously. I mean, you see, gaming coming in from Villa del Mar. They've gone all the way sort of north around the western road, and they're coming through El Pozo. Obviously, TGM Technosh's team coming in from that side as well. But it's smart rotation because they realize that the north of the circle should be pretty free. Oh, wow.
Says the SKS.
Okay, I mean, I'm not sure if even I think someone else tagged him there, but it's it's the effort that counts.
You might as well. I mean,
Got to show off your trigger figure,
yeah,
I suppose.
it's practice.
God damn
It's practice, HayZ, man. You gotta practice.
God damn it. Yeah, I mean,
you gotta keep on your shoot button to your mouse wheel and just go.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure you can do that, right? Can you do that? I think
technically
you
it can,
could
but I don't think it registers that way.
No, okay.
You could do that in the old Counter-Strike games. That was amazing. Doable raiders. You could shoot really fast.
Yeah, it's cheating.
Oh no, it's a keybind.
Yeah, true.
The game. The game might be broken, but it's not your fault for abusing it.
I can some pretty long range 8-time shots. Hippo, can you drive properly?
I was gonna say, it's not exactly
Come
making
on.
it harder
There
for
we
him
go.
to hit those bullets when it's just kind of mowing the lawn while listening to music, not realizing bullets are flying around his head.
Oh, he's just been tagged up so
And I'm bleeding
hard.
from my leg. Oh, let me just continue parking this vehicle for a second. There's a bullet in my neck too.
Yeah.
Might want to get inside the house at some point soon.
But yeah, lots of shots coming out from Redemption onto Furaco Gaming. I think they're the two to split at the moment. It seems Furaco. I think looks like you see the other players just onto the right there, but the circle has shifted. The red cannon's rotation is coming in, and it's gone.
Are we just getting full repeat of last game?
I think we are.
I mean, actually, this is exactly the same.
You even see Fury and Red kind of going for the same compound. Although I think
Could you imagine that fight happening once more?
Red have actually backed off though. So meanwhile, I mean, Bayo's backing off as well. Doesn't want any part of that.
I mean, Red were the ones that got completely slaughtered last time they went there. And NRG played this exact compound last game too. So everything is... Singularity played this exact compound too. In the exact 2 split they're sitting in right now. Oh, guys, observers, did you go into replay? to see the previous game, or
is
this actually live? Because it's insane. It's very similar circles, and these teams, they're split in the exact same positions. I mean, obviously, when you get the same circles, they're gonna go to play most likely at least the same spots if given the chance to. But that's pretty insane.
Yeah, that's quite funny. I'm also curious to see what teams have changed up their positioning from last game. Ismail. So yeah, obviously Space Monkeys coming in from the south. I think we saw that. No, actually, Space Monkeys came in from the eastern side, right? The northeastern side on that cluster.
Yeah.
Mechanico, though, kind of rotating on towards the northeastern side as well.
One thing that I'm interested in seeing, and I actually really like Mechanica rotating north. Exactly, you just pointed it out. If you look at the road going from El Zahar over towards where pretty much where Singularity's compound on the road is, the intersection there, we have 3 teams.
That's
north.
actually insane.
And
if you look
13 teams on the southern side. Everybody wants to be on the right side, not on right, but the correct side of this exact valley where we are right now. Everybody wants to be right now on the eastern side because there's more landmass there. Therefore, well, statistically, there's a bigger chance the circle goes down here. But if it goes north, HayZ, if it goes north,
absolute cluster.
That's gonna be. The game is gonna end at 10 minutes, which is impossible because we're already 11 minutes in. But you know what I mean. I mean, we're gonna go back in time and end the game. Just
oof. That was a Hail Mary. Silzen's down though. Harold actually gets a return lock onto Necro.
An important one too, because he was actually the only person that could really pressure them in preventing.
From look at that bounce!
That's like a mini golf off the wall, like banking it off the wall there.
That was amazing.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive.
Good stuff to flush out that kill. DT's all getting tied up as well. Relance and Yuko in the compound just further north as well.
I really want to see the circle go north. So we got Black Dragons halfway splitting north. We got Gaming and we got Mechanica up there. I think Space Monkeys are trying to position themselves on the western side that if it goes north, they can rotate over. But if this circle does shift north, it's going to be so damn impossible for, I'm going to say 6 of these 10 teams on the southern side.
Chaotic is a word I might use for that.
Exactly. Ooh, that's a headshot. Ouch,
yeah.
ouch,
240 hertz does not help you there, mate. Down.
He did see those bullets come towards him.
Yeah, he saw the clear bullets come towards him right into his face.
Quality.
So he is now dead and out.
Blood's better. Great animation. Fortunately, with your own blood, and it got you killed.
HNK1 trying to return some fire. Obviously, Hippo's knocked as well. He's the closest one to Yapish. Looks like one one approach might get the res onto his teammate, but Ragnar a little sneaky little flank here. He's going to try and get the retreating player that's just got the res.
He's hearing this empty spot one as well. Gets the angle in return, and Ragnar spins on him and gets the knock as well. That was actually a little surprising, I'd say. Lowenproj seemed to have the upper hand, landed the first initial bullets, but not able to get the flush in there.
Yeah, I think that's the case of just using the cover to advance, because Lowenproj had that ridge but just didn't use it. He committed to the fight and just lost it. So not using the cover as efficiently as he could. Pavlex though, right behind Red Canids.
Jack dragging up kills already. Red there under fire, being focused by pretty much from both sides. And this is also, I mean, going back to that previous game we just had in this area, Red Canids, they went into this area but really quickly went away again because they realized there were too many people. And this time they kind of stuck around. And you can jump all you want, but your kangaroo skills won't get you to safety, unfortunately. Rusty goes down. Little steal from Panda. He finds Sego as well. It's going to force him down to just 2 players alive. I believe maybe actually Raspu is the solo player left alive.
Seems like it, and he's on a slith of health as well. Looks like about 5 HP. That nade was close. Doesn't do much though.
Throw one more nade in that same direction. That might be you getting a team elimination and some points with it as well. Circle. Da 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 da. Well, it's not guaranteed, but it most likely goes north. And fortunately, we've kind of already cleared out a lot of the teams on the southern side. You can see both Coffee Break and Space Monkeys have actually decided to rotate around far. But now the Coffee Break team are rotating straight into the Space Monkeys, and I mean, as you can see here, they're in a position from where they can rotate further. Whereas to Coffee Break, they're kind of caught in half in the field and playing the other half in the compound.
Yeah, I'm not really sure why you take this this Haybell shack kit.
I think
really.
they got shot at while driving, so they kind of had to disengage really quickly because you can see Trancoso up there. He had the eyes on him. All of Japish, they're playing out in the blue. And yes, thank you so much for not shooting at Nabel, because that would most likely get you killed. It is only Circle 3, so they can still run, and with them rotating far away, I think all of Japish's hopes for absurd hard shift, which they got, but it was in the other direction.
Wow, yeah. So directly north, obviously. Now there's another road splitting the whole circle apart. Yeah, Gaming on one side, Black Dragons on the other, and they've got a pretty solid compound. Rogi with the knock onto Ali on the rotation. That's out in the blue as well.
Yeah, that's not all that you can do if you're Furious Gaming in this situation. Then you can see how fast they're chunking down. It's that from phase 3 to phase 4, the damage just starts really applying harder, and you can see. Now Furia trying to take one more. Jacqueline was like, maybe if I just wait a little longer, they'll look away. Nah, they're sitting here until the blue is starting to move, and you are indeed gonna go down. Lux secures the knock.
Yep. Flush out as well. Hyagwin. And looks like they're gonna move now. So RDNX pushing up towards where that crate's just dropped, and also where NRG is holding. Or is he? I'm not sure. It looks like he's pulled away to somewhere. Godzilla spots out the player. That big headshot comes out. He's got to get out. Didn't quite get out fast enough.
Good for Rasper that he got the knock on towards him though, because that means they'll get the point secured. Yeah, Gaming pushing over the hilltop. They know that Coffee Breaker down there. Now Furia spots some of the guys on the other side, and Rogi, fortunately, hits the last bullet in the face of Vinny, because the other ones kind of flew past his head.
Big old 4x break on for Raspu. That's what the suppressor is. That gives me all kind of creeps.
These Nage are doing so much damage, and once again, Furia there to deal the damage needed to get the damage in there and secure those kills. Yeah, Gaming, more like, nah, Gaming being torn apart right now as they push, as it crawling back towards their teammates, and RDP slaughtering Japish as they tried making their way in towards the circle. More like, they're caught out in the open, and not a lot they could do.
Yeah, no, Rogi goes down as well, out in the open. Raspu, as a two-man team, they seem to be picking up a lot of kills on this southwestern side here.
Very, very, very sufficient when it comes to slaughtering anything going towards them. And also, it's a good understanding of you being in a situation where, yes, you could look towards the center of the circle, but you have threats that are that much more, not imminent, but like more current threats that you need to deal with first. I mean, for Nets, for example, they had to deal with the southern side before they could look inward.
Yeah, it's also understanding your positioning and how you can, like, when you can take fights and when you can't take fights. Obviously, in that spot, they're not going to get pushed by anyone else, so they could just clearly shoot at anyone they like. Some spots you need to prone, some spots you can take fights.
Yeah, exactly. You can see HNK. Well, it's not going to be an easy run. He's so damn far out.
How is he not getting shots at right now?
You're in the blue now. You're going to die.
Yeah, I mean, this chunk's pretty hard. He realizes this. He's going to run.
Keep running. Well, I mean, he's actually alive, despite all of Cream looking at his direction.
What? Yeah,
and dead.
Oh.
No. Yes. Maybe. And dead.
Cream?
Thank
Hello? Oh, it doesn't get the kill.
It's denied still, and now Black Dragon with, I mean, looking at the shift at least, he seems to be, or they seem to be, in a winning position, but there's going to be so many teams pushing towards them.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they got to defend their compound first and then push out and around. Just depends on if teams actually push their compound or they push around it to other teams. So
yeah,
they
exactly.
can probably push out and third party any fight they really want, essentially, which gives them so much advantage.
There are three scenarios. Either they get breached by a billion teams and die, they get breached by a billion teams and kill everyone, or they don't get a single kill and they get sub 5. because everyone is fighting everywhere else.
Yeah, but then I imagine that Black Dragons are a team that won't let that happen. They'll be the team to push out and try and third party as much as they possibly can.
We saw them do that on their win, right?
Yeah.
I mean, how they used the compound for cover for as long as they needed to, and then oh my lord, had that been cooked for just a split second longer, that would have been Austin looking death in his eyes as it came rolling forward. Instead, Austin is there, but
wait, what? Was that him? No, someone else.
That's
HayZ, that was
behind. He was there covering for his teammate. That nade is of course not going to finish him off, but very, very good cover in a situation where, oh my lord.
That's good, nade. That finishes him off though, Rafa. Nico nearly went into that as well.
That would have been a double and the team eliminated, but fortunately not. Oh no, Caston is still alive too. Not quite the case. And once again, Space Monkeys, I mean, despite them being under pressure from multiple angles, their understanding of what to do in the in situations like that, very difficult to do, but they continue to impress.
Yeah, Nico just trying to get the information to give Cassin some sort of advantage on this, but
you need to not shoot don't shoot fire bullet right now.
Yeah, no, I think he's either going to heal the blue. He's only got one first aid, so that's not going to help.
They're actually sitting just on the edge.
Yes, I mean, there's nothing much Cassin can really do. Maybe get a knock and a flash, and that's it. But meanwhile, Logan pushing up. He gets flushed out. That's the whole of Cream out to Singularity. I think actually Capitan killed himself somehow.
He got knocked by blue, so he went down early. Coffee goes down in the end as well. Red Canids, I think, out 2, and within seconds, we lose 3 teams, and all of a sudden, we have that much more space on the map. Look at this. Wow. All of Singularity is still alive. They've kind of woken up from the deep. The Panda is no longer hibernating. It is indeed up and awake. Maybe Miramar was what it took for them to wake up. And now look at the northern side, how much room there is up there. Mechanica, they have all the room in the universe. And on the opposite side of that, Singularity, well, they're in all kinds of trouble down south.
Yeah, I mean, the northern side, it shifted north quite a few times, so not enough teams actually long rotated. Singularity.
Everybody was looking at them. Like, literally everyone was looking down there. They did get 6 kills, so a good game for them, but once again, they failed to seize in regards to those placement points.
Yeah, Feiska getting pretty feisty.
Oh, I see what you did.
Gets a few tags up on himself as well, but does knock one of the redemption players. Kovad now, last alive. That underhand is not going to work.
Yeah, not far enough. Second one. Ooh,
that should be good. That's right on him. See you later. Cubalita. Kovad. Kovad, the only one live. Oh, surprised that he killed Demo, but then gets traded out. So that's them out for redemption in 5th.
The amount of confidence you had in that sentence, you were just feeling it all the way through.
I honestly, I was saying it, and then I realized it was actually quite a good sort of pun. I was like, oh, okay.
Those are the best ones when it's unintentional, but it works. You just gotta kind of commit to it, you know? You gotta stick to it. It was great. I loved it. So Black Dragons, I'm not sure. I forgot to keep track. How many kills do Black Dragons have at this point? Because I don't feel like they've had a chance really to be that active.
8.
As I say that, they did just kind of rag up the entirety of Singularity alongside the other team in the south. So they have 8 kills now, 4 alive, 8 kills on Black Dragons. It is, I mean, a 3, a 4-man, and a 4-man team alive. So nothing's guaranteed, and everyone's kind of on each their edge. But just having seen Black Dragons play, I mean, I would say Black Dragons or Space Monkeys, just off of what we've seen earlier today. I don't feel like I've seen enough firepower potential from either Year Gaming or Mechanica to go out and win these games. But then again, this terrain could be what makes the difference, because there are some advantage points for some, talking compounds on the south, and some open areas that you just do not want to be forced into. Yeah,
I mean, honestly, it's going to depend on the shift and where it goes, either left or right of the road. So, yeah, we'll see where it goes, but it's going to give to one team pretty much the win, I imagine.
Dead center circle.
Unless it just goes right on the road and then everyone's got to fight for it. Which means, I mean...
It would still not be fair, though, because I think there would still be some cover for Black Dragons on that side.
Well, for both sides. I mean, Bozo's got a ridge there as well.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I mean, there's 2 long ridges. It might just be who's got nades and who doesn't, essentially, to throw over towards the ridges.
So what we say is, if we think that Black Dragons are the better fighting team than Mechanica, then it's actually fair if Mechanica gets the circle. Unfortunately, neither of them do. And Space Monkey is now sitting pretty well in it.
So we're going to see how Black Dragons approach this. I'm curious to see what they do. Do they try and go for the complete wipe onto Mechanica and then try their best to get over, but just, you know, try and get some kill points?
They have vehicles still? The thing is, I was just going to say, there's only 30 seconds. I mean, you have to be so fast. They should have left already if they wanted to make a play that was anything but just running in with the blue. Like, that's pretty much the only play they make now. The thing is, as you said, they had to cross this road. They needed to have moved immediately, gone north, like straight up sprint into XX face, and then try and cross exactly where Mechanica is actually trying to cross now. But they would have to kill them and then move. Yeah, now the bikes are coming in play.
With the blow in the back as well.
They have the ridge right there.
They do have the ridge, yeah. So they can play that. They don't have to cross the road just yet. But soon enough, on this next shift, they will do.
So are they taxiing now? Or are they making cover? Okay, they're making cover. I was just going to say, it could be that they were trying to taxi their two teammates, Toddy and Burst, because they're kind of still caught behind. I don't know if they have extra vehicles or not, though.
Looks like Toddy's actually trying to approach onto Mechanica. Meanwhile, Pam's gets knocked by Dream Rust. He actually tried to push over. He actually successfully pushed over the road, but then just gets caught out.
Maybe he only got on the other side of the road what they were allowing him to get. I think if Space Monkeys would have wanted to prevent him from crossing, they probably could have succeeded.
Yeah, and I was just about to ask, like, Toddy is right behind Mechanica. Mechanica have zero idea. They're in the shack, though, so they have some hard cover. Toddy realizes that and just says, nah, I can't fight this. I'm going to go back. Really smart play.
Look at where he's running to. It's so open.
This is rough.
He's so fortunate that nobody from EA Gaming are peeking over. And I think that's kind of the hammer on the head of the needle, that there's just nobody daring enough. Like, Space Monkeys could if they wanted to, but they're sitting on the dot, so they have no reason to. And neither Mechanica or EA Gaming are aggressive enough in their, I guess, thought process to go out and try and contain them.
Yeah, Faska takes the headshot from Mechanica on the north side. Meanwhile,
they're given way too much for free in this circle.
Yeah, 100%. And the circle does shift towards the road as well, so the dot will be pretty much directly onto Bozo.
Yeah, just on the west side of the left side, I guess you could say, of the road.
So I mean, Black Dragons have some time on their side to actually make a play. So it's up to Mechanica to push over this ridge just in front of Black Dragons, and then obviously Space Monkeys and EA Gaming can have to fight it out. And then I don't know. I mean, it's either Space Monkeys or EA Gaming that will have to fight Black Dragons, it seems.
CX6, he's going to try and make some water for play. Gets spotted out, though. Toddy is not going to let that happen. Ivan around the right side. Those steps were heard. The elephant is running around the corner. Wow. And Toddy finds him yet again. Black Dragons into double digits. They won a game earlier today, and now there's a good chance they could pull off one more. They do, though. Have to cross that road, and that is not going to be easy. Yeah, I mean, 10 kills and 5, all of those split between 2 players. It's just impressive stuff from them. Let's see if the other players can get some kills there. There's a chance. We'll see. I think Black Dragons, they're going to try. You can see where they're sitting right now. With this, whenever the circle shrinks in for death, they won't have to leave before after Space Monkeys and EA Gaming will be forced to fight each other. Yeah. So if they can time this perfectly, they just throw some smokes late. Like, not now. They still have the ridge line. Now they know for a fact they're the only team on the eastern side of the road. So you wait. And then whenever they start fighting, that's when you cross.
100%. Yeah.
Like, don't go now. That's just going to... No. Then they both will be sitting in their positions, look at you, and you're going to die.
They'll be the one getting third party if they push now, for sure. So they need to be the ones third partying. So Space Monkeys have to push into EA Gaming. EA Gaming, I mean, Bozo's got the rock in the direct center. So, sorry, I just dropped my pen. Apologies. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how Black Dragons actually play this, because, yeah, the third party needs to happen.
See them all smoking their way forward. Flashbangs thrown as well. I don't think there's any more nades in the hands of Black Dragons, or if they ever had any. Keep in mind, Black Dragons played that same compound for a long time without really fighting. A whole lot of teams up close, so they haven't had a chance to loot that many different crates and whatnot.
It's true.
You can see EA Gaming want to focus Black Dragons because they don't have to cross. But Space Monkeys, they're just trying to prevent them from doing anything.
Yeah, FireSky's got 7 first aids. Not sure if you need that right now, you know, but...
We'll probably swap that for a couple of smokes at this point. Yeah, they don't have any.
Yeah, but looks like Tony did have some nades. Take some shots at Space Monkeys. Nothing connecting too much, though.
Where can you cross? Where can you cross?
These nades coming over now. It's a lot of damage onto FireSky. Kill demo. Kill the smoke. Ganjahan gets... Actually, Pablos gets sent up onto Trancoso. Lots of damage onto the others as well. They're making the push already. They're going for it.
This is a crazy fight. Kill Demo gets the second. There's still multiple players here. Paplik is there. Ganjohan is there as well. But look at this. They've pushed through. They've managed to make their way in from behind. And there's no way they were prepared for this at all. But Ganjohan gets a triple kill and wins the game. What?
That was actually... I think Paplik... No, wait. Yeah. Triple kill. Oh, my lord. How did he win that? There was like three players shooting directly at him. Yeah, no idea. Wow.
I am speechless. What?
My lord. Wow.
I honestly...
I can't explain it really. I have no idea. I'll have to see the point of view. Yeah,
it was the perfect play. They pushed it around. There was no way that he knocks one on the road, spins around, gets the first one while they're both... We're talking about the team we've complimented all day for their insane fragging abilities, and he just clears them off the table.
He had the one time they need to hit their shots and they just don't for some reason. I mean, that's probably the one time we've seen them miss their shots, to be honest with you, because they've been hitting most of their shots all of today. So,
in all fairness, though, I mean, Ganjohan, we saw him in Wingman 2. Yeah. He can do... He has insane fragging potential. I just did not expect to see that. That's why it's so fun, because when you get to kind of not hype cast, but when you get to cast these things and you kind of expect something to happen, and I'm gonna try and calm down on this one. But when you see some of these things happen, you expect it to go a certain way, and then while you're trying to bring it to the audience, even you get surprised that you can't hide it. And then you just get completely like, wow.
Flabbergasted.
There was yeah, that word. Yeah. There was no way that I had ever pictured them winning the... Like, once we saw them clearing the smokes, having cleared out Space Monkeys, and actually getting around the back, because the two guys on the road, they had no clue. Gantran and his teammate, I didn't see who it was. There was no... Like, they were caught completely off guard. But the fact that he spins around and gets a double on his own...
I don't know. I'm pretty sure...
Gantran, that is impressive. Very impressive.
Yeah, I think what happened was he obviously knocked one on the right of the smoke and then just had to turn around because obviously the flank was coming in from the other members of Black Dragons. I think it was Toddy and someone else.
Yeah.
He just turned around and just... someone missed their shots, that's for sure.
I mean, I think the guy that we had our camera on was sitting in a crouch position that helps your shooting.
Yeah.
And fired a half magazine only at Ganjohan without actually killing him. So obviously somebody missed their shots, but in all fairness, every time we compliment someone for doing something amazing, it normally also requires another team to kind of underperform, unless if it's those K98 at 800 meters. That's just impressive for the sake of impressive. But that last one, we have to see it here in the highlights. That was very, very impressive. So he gets the first guy on the hill. We still have Dream Rust alive. Spots him.
This is with a 4x spray as well, by the way.
Exactly. He's down low. We have to just watch this. This is insane. The way they're playing around the smokes too. He knows his teammate is knocked, but he's crawling for info. Paprao is getting up for info, so they get him down, looking around.
He expects one on his right.
Now you see Kill Demo on the left. He didn't see him. I don't think he saw Kill Demo cross. Kill Demo gets downed by his teammate from behind. That's Paplex further down the road, like behind where Ganjohan is right now. So he's expecting them to still either be on the other side or behind. And then now he realizes, because Paplex goes down, spots both.
They're all lined up.
Oh, he's reloading. Burke, that's why. But this one, Toddy should have had him.
Yeah, 100%.
Burke never gets a chance to shoot because he's jumping away while reloading, trying to use the rest of that smoke for cover. But Toddy, you were crouching. You were shooting for a good 15 bullets there.
I mean, it happens, right?
Also, we wanted to have a day where nobody won 2 games, so...
Yeah, I mean, it happened, right? Yeah. Otherwise, we would have Black Dragons winning 2.
That's not going to happen.
Nope.
That's boring.
That's boring. That's boring.
Nonetheless, though, I mean, what a crazy... I'm like, I could go for a few more games now. 4 a.m. It's up there. 4 a.m.
Wait, no, that way, yeah.
Yeah, I'm also completely reversed. But what an absurd ending. I'm still like, my heart is like...
Yeah.
It could be the coffee too, but I think for the most part it was just an ending that I did not at all see go the way that it did.
No. I mean, again, like an impressive play from Black Dragons to push it around the side there. Like, just really heads-up play, like, as a duo to push around. But here you have the scoreboard for the game that just happened.
11 and 12 kills on the top, and then Singularity again. I mean, this time, yes, they make it into placement points, but I'm like, it's like, oh, that extra gear. It's like driving a Ferrari, but only being allowed to drive it in the city. Like, they never get out on the highway, where they can really go, right? They never get up in the placement points where you have some wiggle room. Yeah, they always get caught in those clusters. And then they manage to rack up kills before they get there. Yeah. But they never survive to see the other side where it's few teams alive. You have some wriggling room. And if they can bring that firepower that they possess early game into the late game, I think that's where they can become that Black Dragons type team that can be really dangerous to deal with. But of 100%. Course, Black Dragons having, I think, 3 games with double-digit kills. It's going to throw them up 35 kills overall. And them and Furia sitting comfortably up there for now, but teams like Coffee Break and Jabbish, and this is what I was saying, I am surprised to see so many teams perform so well today, because this has been full-on joy for me to cast.
Oh yeah, it's been incredibly fun. I mean, just seeing some teams that we never really see before, just coming out of here and kind of just showing them what, showing us and you guys what they've got, which is cool. Yeah. Nice.
It's been very good. But guys, that is going to cut it for today. We'll be back tomorrow, same time, midnight Central European summertime, whatever that is to you. Go Google what our time is right now, or see it right there, and then compare it to what time it is for you. 4 hours and 19 minutes earlier than what it is now. We're going to be here tomorrow. So do please come back. We'll gladly be here to bring you more PUBG. Until then, take care. HayZ and I, thank you for tonight. On behalf of GLL, see you all tomorrow.